What's up? What's up, guys? This is JC, and welcome to the Wealth Engineering Podcast. I create content to help you increase your net worth, retire early, and build generational wealth. If this is something that interests you, you're about to start your financial journey, or you have already started, I encourage you to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell. And yes, guys, let's take that journey together to financial wealth, financial independence and build a generational wealth, guys. That's what I like. I'm very passionate about this idea, and I want to bring as many of you as possible. And for that, we're going to have to educate ourselves. It's also for entertainment, but it's a good balance between entertainment and finance so that we can build and motivate ourselves to that journey. So, again, if you share this video, click support the channel in any way you can. I want to hear you guys on the comment section. That definitely helps with the algorithm. And I want to give a couple of shout outs. Shout out to the people who are early, who clicked the like button very early. Aaron B, big shout out to you. You always here supporting the channel, showing love. Let's go, let's go. That's it. We have a big topic to talk about today, the metaverse. Now, the metaverse, it's something that you probably heard about it a couple of weeks ago, or actually a couple of days ago. Most people have heard about it a couple of days ago because that's when Facebook announced that they're changing their name from Facebook to Meta. So, and it's to basically show that vision that they want, that they have to go forward with their companies. They don't want to have just be known as a social app anymore. They want to be have a different vision, a vision where they have connecting universe together. And we're going to explore that today. What are we going to talk about? I mean, I see some questions. I'm going to get into it later, so just give me a second. What are we going to talk about today? So, what is the metaverse? How it will change your life, my life, everyone's life, and the economy. And again, if it's going to change the economy, that means there's an opportunity for you to make money out of it. So we're going to discuss about that as well. What is needed for the metaverse to really and fully expand and go from there and go to the next level. So we're going to be discussing about that. We're going to be discussing about the investment opportunities as well in metaverse, mostly in cryptocurrencies, because I'm deeply in cryptos and I think there is a lot more opportunities there. And when I say a lot more opportunities, it's mostly for ROI, return on your investment. I think the highest you can go for now on the metaverse will be, for now, at least for now, and the stock market, not stock market, crypto market. But I'm also going to share with you the one stock that I am going to buy. Again, I don't really want to be in the stock market, but I'm going to share with you one stock that I'm definitely going to buy, and it's in the slash metaverse augmented reality sector. Yesterday, I alluded to that on the stream that I did yesterday with Jay, and today I'm going to mention that too. So if you stick long enough, I'll be able to share with you some one company that is very undervalued, guys. That's the beauty of it. There's a lot of many people who don't know about it. They don't even know about the potential of the metaverse. They don't know about what it can do, and they're not doing the research. So if you hear and the Tesla comment, if you're here in the comments, if you're here listening to this stream, then I definitely give a big shout out to you. And we're going to talk about that as well. And lastly, guys, I'm going to give a word of caution for humanity. Now, this may sound very weird, but metaverse, there's a lot that can be happening that could improve the life of anyone in the world, but there is a dangerous side to it as well. And I want to share with you, and I'm going to open up with you guys towards the end. I'm not expecting many of you to stick around with that because it will be a little bit personal, but I'm going to share with you one experience that I had that really changed my life. I've been doing business. I started with basically 14 businesses, but I never truly considered myself an entrepreneur until that experience happened to me. And it's a big experience and everything I'm doing since that day has been a result of that experience that happened to me. So I'm going to open up with you guys, sharing some personal information about me. If you subscribe, you full transparency with you guys today. But you will need to understand something about me that created this experience and something that I saw for the future that included it had a lot to do with the metaverse. It had a lot to do with the metaverse. And yes, I'm going to share that with you as well. So that will be towards the end. So at least people who don't want to stick with that, they will get the information. They will know what the metaverse is. They will know what the opportunities are, and go from there. Now, let's go give a couple shout out. I see some question here. Are you an actual engineer? Yes, I am. I graduated in electrical engineering, worked 5 years in the industry. Now I am working as an entrepreneur, as a sales engineer as well, mixing business with engineering. And then, yes, I'm still working in the AI industry. Lovely Valence, thank you for showing up. Thank you for your support. R&B, Tesla stocks, yes, definitely. They will definitely benefit from this rise of the metaverse. They'll include that in their products. AR, augmented reality, they'll include that as well. Hey man, come on, man, be nice, be nice. Come on, we're very nice here, nice community. Everyone's sharing each other. If you don't like it, man, go find some other platform, man. Like there's plenty of other channel. Yeah, I can take as long as I want. It's my channel. If you don't like it, fine. You can dislike the video. You could do whatever you want, my friend. You know what? You can do whatever you want, my friend. So I'm gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy the fun, guys. Enjoy the fun. There's a lot of money to be making out there, man. Take your time, relax. All right, all right, all right. So, more questions. Again, thank you for your support. Question: did you specialize in software? No, I specialize in hardware, building circuit boards. I do basically putting the computer chip in the circuit boards. So yeah, I work with software engineers a lot because they need to work with me so that I can design the boards that they have, so the boards can communicate fast to transmit the signals as fast as possible. So I have a very close relationship with software engineers because yes, I basically I need to work with them. So yeah, no V crypto. We can look into that if you want. I haven't heard of that one before, but yes, let's we can talk about that later. Again, Cashflow Hunter, I love your name, man. Thank you for showing up here. And I don't know how. I don't think I can do that yet until I have 1,000 subscribers. So let's. Our goal is to be. Let's reach 1,000 subscribers, guys. And I like to be nice. I like to give people a fair chance. And I understand, he has his own time. He doesn't. Maybe he's new subscribers. Maybe, if not, but it's okay. Like I don't want to rush and kind of like ban people right away. But of course, if this becomes a pattern, yeah, if this becomes a pattern, eventually I'm gonna have to clap back. But hey, I like to give people a little bit of freedom of speech and express their opinion, express their emotion, and I understand that. But no one can really dictate what I do with my own channel. It's my channel. If you don't like the information, I'm sure you can find it somewhere else. With that said, guys, let's get into the topic, guys. Let's get into the topic. But don't worry, Aaron. I got you. Once I can, man, you'll be definitely one of the first ones with that mod. I got you, my friend. I got you. What is the metaverse, guys? To keep it simple, because there is so much definition out there. There's so much complication that we can get on this topic. To keep it simple, I like to keep things simple. To keep it simple, guys, the metaverse is the evolution of the internet. It's still the internet, but it's the next phase of the internet. And to make it simpler, the internet is a 2D platform because we're watching it basically on 2D. You have length and then you have width, right? 2D. Now, the metaverse will be the internet in 3D, right? So that will be a perfect way to explain in a nutshell, very super simple, what is the internet. And I'll give you an example. And there is so much you can do with 3D. And the metaverse gives you a full option. So you basically have your sense of visual. Mark Zuckerberg also give another great definition. It was saying, into the internet, you're basically watching the experience. In 3D internet, you are part of the experience. You are in the experience. If you're watching a video in the metaverse, you actually can turn around any 360 degrees and watch the entire environment where that video was taken. So yes, that's what the metaverse will be, guys. Yesterday, if you guys were in the stream, I did mention, guys, that you could look into the game, Ready Player One. That will be a perfect movie that will explain to you and show you what is possible in the metaverse. And I think in 20, 25 years, that's where we will be. That's where we will be. That's what the metaverse is. Let me give you a concrete example, because that this can be applied in so many different industries, like online shopping, for example. So I'm going to share with you my screen, and I'm going to share with you one like an online store that I have. I'm pretty sure any one of you guys can create an online store. If you don't know how, ask me on the Discord. You can join me on the Discord as well. But oh, sorry. Let me share that again. But yeah, guys, the metaverse will create different possibilities out there that will really increase the experience, the connections, what is possible online, and so on. So this is an online store that I have where I sell shirts like this one, for example, the sweater. So this is it right here. So this is a 2D version of my online store, and that's what is possible on the internet right now. Now, Internet 2.0 does not have an integrated payment system in it, right? So now you probably heard about the Internet 3.0. The Internet 3.0, that's what the crypto world is allowing the internet to be. Internet 3.0, it's basically the communication layer of the internet added with a payment system. So now, basically, and when this payment, if you buy this sweater right here, I would have to interact with a bank or maybe a Stripe account, something that allows the money transfer to go from this store, or from your credit card to a third party. Then the third party send it to my own bank, and then I have it. Now with the Internet 3.0, we have the crypto world. Basically, it goes from your wallet to my wallet, and that happens very fast, and there is no need for a third party. Now in the metaverse, not only we will have basically the Internet 3.0 with the payment system, which will create a tons of opportunity when it comes to economy, but instead of seeing the store here and you're seeing the store in 2D, you will be in a world that I create where you can see the shirts. So basically, if you want to know if the large shirt will fit you, well, you can basically go in my metaverse, my universe, that will be my store online. You basically put your avatar in that store, and your avatar has your natural height, it has a natural weight and all that measurements. So if you want to try the large shirt on my store, you basically put it on the metaverse, and if it fits you on the metaverse, it will fit you in the real life. You can basically buy it straight from your account to my account, and then it will be shipped in your location. So that would be a basic concepts of what the metaverse will be, and how you can see the distinction between the what we have now and what it will be. And there is so many things we can do with the metaverse. Like, it's not just online store; it can change the way you work. Right now, and we'll talk about that and how it's going to affect your life. Well, when we're talking about a remote, right? We're talking about the remote world, how everyone is, and again, in 2020, CV19 accelerated this trend. Now it's more acceptable for business to let you work from home. There are companies right after the March 2020, they're putting in the resume that, hey, we'll let you stay home, work as much as you want from home. And now we even have the concept of virtual companies. There are companies people never met in real life, but they meet on Zoom, they meet on Google Chrome or Google Meet. They're using platforms like this to have meetings, and then they use Slack, right? They never meet in person. Something like that in a metaverse, well, a virtual company can actually create an entire office in a virtual world exactly like they want. Maybe they can have like their conference room, their own office, and then people just log in, and then the employer knows exactly when people are in work, when people are out of work. And then, yes, you don't necessarily need to type things anymore. You can just speak, and then everything will be typed for you. They might not even need a keyboard on that internet, right? The metaverse internet, you might not even need a keyboard. You might just have to speak to it, and then you get the feedback right away. So there's a lot that could be made from metaverse. Now, the metaverse is huge. It consists of an addition of augmented reality and virtual reality. Augmented reality, it's kind of like a way to bring the physical world into the metaverse, or it's also a portal that serves as a link between the two worlds, between the physical world and the metaverse, the virtual world, right? So that's what the augmented reality is. And that's going to be have so many implications, so many use. For example, surgery. You could have a glass, for example, and then you're seeing someone's open up the heart and everything else, and then you can see like indications and maybe instructions, visual instructions on where exactly you could make that cut, that surgery, or maybe you're sewing something like something inside of that person, and it can show you the direct visual instructions on what to do if you want to do something like that. So that's what's possible with and maybe, for example, maybe you have a famous surgeon somewhere in Australia, right? This guy can't really go on person in California, but with and we'll talk about that. But with augmented reality, maybe he can wear a glass, maybe he can show on a mannequin or like a fake body what to do, and the person who's doing the surgery in California can actually understand and learn from that in person, see it in these glasses, and apply it in real life. There's many ways that he can improve education, he can improve connections, meetings, and the industry as a whole. Any industry can benefit from the metaverse, the next version of the internet. So just think about how influential the internet was in 1995 and so on, right? That's basically where we are right now. Right now in the metaverse, we are in 1995 when the concept of internet was being introduced to the public. And imagine you're investing in companies that were taking full benefit of the internet and the power of internet, right? 10 years later, you had Facebook, you had Google. This company really took full advantage of the power of internet. So that's where we are right now. Right now, we have companies that are very early on in the game. We're trying to figure out which one is going to be the Facebook, which one is going to be the Google of the metaverse, right? That's what we're trying to figure out. But before we get there, just like what happened in 1995, there was a boom. Everyone was interested in the internet. And then in 1999, we had a crash, right? The internet crash, a major crash. What happened is the market started booming. People were coming up with random ideas for internet companies, and then the stock market would go blasting up. People just the word alone, internet companies, people were buying it. It's the same thing. Meme coins, everyone's buying it. It's the same thing that's going to happen to cryptocurrencies. Metaverse, everyone's going to go buy it. So all that is going to create a boom. And if you understand that, you understand the power of trend, you can place yourself to make some money out of it. Even though you haven't found the real company that will be the next Google of the metaverse, the next Facebook of the metaverse, maybe at least you can make some 10x, 100x in some crypto projects out there that are talking about metaverse. And that's basically the opportunity that what they're about the metaverse. All right. So again, it's the successor of the internet. It's definitely the successor of the internet. We talk about watching videos, and I will leave a link to a 1 hour presentation that Mark Zuckerberg did to kind of like show you different possibilities of what's possible with the metaverse. He talks a lot about that. He showed visual examples. I don't want to share it because he might give me a copyright or something, but I'll leave a link. I'll leave a link in the description to that video after the stream. So if you want to watch it, if you're watching this on replay, check the description as well. And then, yeah, you'll show you different examples of what's possible in the metaverse. Now, also, there's the concepts of interoperability. Interoperability, it's a huge name. It means it's something very complex in a crypto world, but interoperability will be also a concept, a problem, a challenge, and a huge opportunity as well in the metaverse. So what is this word? What does this word mean, interoperability? Now, basically, let's say you have a Facebook account, right? Facebook is a closed account. Let's say an email. Facebook allows you to have emails. So you have an email on Facebook, that is a closed account, but then you also have emails on Google gmail.com that is also a closed account, right? So whatever is happening on a Gmail metaverse per se, you won't have is not linked to what is happening in the Facebook metaverse. Then you have Yahoo emails, right? So whatever is happening there, you don't necessarily have a link to that. Now, the only thing you can do to link all these three platforms together is using something like maybe an Outlook that allows you to connect many different emails, even ones from other platforms. And the only thing you can do is you only seeing the information. You only seeing the information that is from Facebook, from Gmail, or from Yahoo. But you're not the informations are not linked with each other. Let me give you an example. Let's say someone asks you and you book a meeting on Google Gmail. You book a meeting on Gmail. Would it show up on your Facebook calendar? Would it show up on your Yahoo calendar? No, because they're not linked with each other. They're closed. They're all closed system. Interoperability basically means the system is open and can talk to different other platforms. You have to write the code in a way that is universal, that other platforms can understand it. And now this is a huge concept in cryptocurrencies, because imagine you have a cryptocurrency, you have an account in Bitcoin, but someone is only selling their product in Cardano, in XRP, right? How do you make the link? How do I convert my right away my BTC and swipe my card and it converts and this guy received the XRP that he wants? So that's the interoperability we want within them. And in the metaverse, that is a concept also that can, if it happens, and Facebook says they want it to happen, which is ironic because Facebook was always about closed system and not allowing anyone else to be linked with them, or just purchase it and put it in their own closed system. But Facebook say they want interoperability. So what that means is, I'll give you an example. So Facebook is working on their own metaverse, right? And shout out to Jay from the Black Traders Club. He was mentioning yesterday. Now we can understand why Facebook is so obsessed with gathering data. One thing that Facebook can have as an advantage, and Facebook could be the next Google of the metaverse, because they have a lot of data, and data is valuable in AI, and that will allow them to create the perfect avatar, right? What is the avatar? The avatar is your digital self in the metaverse. So you could have maybe a cartoon looking yourself in the metaverse. I don't know if you play with the options on Facebook that basically transform yourself into a cartoon. Well, that is slowly introducing the concept of avatar in the population, right? So that same avatar you created on your Facebook app, you could also put it in the metaverse. It's a cartoon version of yourself, and it can do things in the metaverse that you necessarily can't do, but it's working for you right now. When with all the data that Facebook have over the years, since 2008 all the way until now, they have a perfect representation of you, understand who you are, what do you like thinking, the type of discussion pattern you like, what you're interested in, and where you might be. And the more you know about someone, the more you can predict what they're going to do. So basically, Facebook has the potential of creating the perfect avatar that is really like yourself, right? Not like Decentraland. Decentraland is also another metaverse project on the Ethereum platform. We'll be talking about that. But this is different. This is two different metaverse. Decentraland is basically allow you to create an avatar, and that's it. You do whatever you want with this avatar, but there is no that avatar is not really linked to you. You're just controlling it like you're controlling a game. So how do, if let's say I have, there is another project. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. This is an interesting project. I was looking into it earlier this year. I even tried to buy land in this project, and that will also explain to you guys what is metaverse. So there was a project that was called Earth 2.0. Okay, it was called Earth 2.0, and basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a copy of the earth in terms of location. And they're putting it for sale. You can buy like Las Vegas if you want. You can buy land in Florida, Miami. You can buy an island if you want. So they're making a copy of the earth, and it's using Google Map, the same Google Map, and then you're looking around, and then you can buy lands as an NFT. All right. So great concept, absolutely great concept. Now, what would be possible in the metaverse is, let's say you buy the entire downtown of Miami Beach or something, or uptown or whatever you want, right? You buy Miami Beach, and you want to create an event there in the metaverse. So what if you want to be paid in mana, which is the currency of the Decentraland? You want to be paid in mana. Your NFT location is Miami Beach, which is in the platform of Earth 2.0, but you also want to use the people that are in the metaverse of Facebook. So now we're talking about three different metaverse. You want to invite Facebook users so that they can pay for your event, that your event will be in Earth 2.0 using a currency that is on another metaverse, which is called Decentraland, and that currency is called Mana, right? So it's like on a triangle, and every party needs to be communicate with each other. How do you do that? That's where the concepts of interoperability comes in. The interoperability allows for a closed system to talk to another closed system. Therefore, it becomes an open system, and any platform can talk with it. It sounds basically simple, but for a coder, for software engineers, it's not easy to program. Cardano is been working on that for years. Lots of research done. Out there, I'm not sure if they're the closest to reach this point, but they've been working on that. It's not a very easy task to do, but once it will be done, once there is a standard for it, there is a lot of projects out there that will be looking into that. But this is a fun project, guys. If you want, just check it out, log in, and you can even buy places in Dubai. Like oh man, it's crazy. I think they have look at this. They have some price here of plan of lands you can buy in different countries. Dubai $12, China for $9. But I think you can buy it as an NFT. And again, if it's an NFT, then that needs to be also, you need to be able to share that with other people that have NFT wallets, like OpenSea. OpenSea is a NFT um, market where you can sell your NFT. So how is your land that you buy on this metaverse, for lack of a better word, will be able to talk to someone who has an account in MetaMask? If you want to put your NFT in a MetaMask wallet, how would that happen? So that's where the word interoperability comes in, and it is a very important concept in the metaverse that will be also something you should be looking into. If you're looking for long-term investments in the metaverse, what are the platforms that are working on interoperability, and what are the chances of success in that platform? Now, it seems that Facebook is aggressive about that. They're promoting that. They say they want it. They also say that they're implementing security right from that alone. Like, security is part of the platform, which is weird. Protecting your data. Facebook is talking about protecting your data. I don't know. Are they gonna do it? No, but do they have the team to do it? Do they have the experience, the knowledge, the data? Right? Talk about data yesterday, but the data to make it happen. Yes, guys. Yes. So that will definitely create a buzz, and yes, there's lots of opportunities out there. um Glass. So we talk about glass now. The next thing we need to talk about is gaming. When we talk about online gaming, before I continue, guys, do you have any questions, guys? I want to hear more people in the chat. I see you guys are listening, but let me know in the chat what you think so far. If you have any questions, comments, concern, if you're still watching, let me know. You probably have more questions. Let me know. You already disliked the video. It's okay. It's fine, man. It's okay. You bring them coming. Bring them coming. But gaming, guys. When we talk about gaming, all right, gaming is when we talk about online gaming. Online gaming started basically with PlayStation 2, really expanded with PlayStation 3, and you also have Xbox and Nintendo. Are these companies are really pushing the idea, but also a lot of games in PC, right? The real true gamers, they have PC setups, and then they buy games and expand like the next level generation of computers. The gamer have them, right? The one that with the, so many RAM so that they can run their softwares and games as fast as possible, like so many frame per seconds. These guys have the latest computer setups, the gamers, the desktop gamers. But what happened is, um, with the expansion of online gamings, that is basically the early phases of the metaverse. That's basically what it is. Because if you think about it, let's think of a game like Vice City or game Grand Theft Auto, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of you either played it. This game, let me know in the chat if you played this game. Uh, And back in the days, man, back in the days, this game was whoo, this game was cool. You know, you if you were at school and you did not play this game, you were not cool. Man, Grand Theft Auto 5, that was the last Grand Theft I played. And then I stopped basically playing video games. But I'm sure some of you guys are playing. Let me, if we're talking about it, let me show you what I mean. Yes, Grand Theft Auto, this game right here, right? This game, and now they utilize the next version of the Grand Theft Auto. They're utilizing online playing. What they're doing is you can create your own character in the game, right? With your own avatar in the game, and now you're living in the Grand Theft Auto universe, controlling it with a remote on the game. You can buy, you can even hire escorts if you want. You can do a bunch of things. You can fly a plane. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was the best. Yes, man. I remember this game. It was the best. Shout out to you, Aaron. And again, guys, this is basically in a nutshell the early version of a metaverse. Now, the concept of the metaverse we're talking about, as part of the game, it's only a closed system within the game, right? Within the game. But what if you could actually earn money in this game in a crypto form, and then you export that crypto to a market where you can sell it for dollars? That would make it more real, wouldn't it? Like with that dollar, you can actually go buy something, whether it's a juice, whether it's candy, whether it's real food that feed you for an entire day. That would make it a lot more real. That's how you basically you can introduce a concept of economy, of doing a task that could improve the game, the community. It could improve the game for everyone, and then earn some income out of that. I think that will be a form of economy. You might have people, Facebook might want to hire people to expand their metaverse, but they don't want to do the work. So what they do, they can maybe create a job saying that, hey, you create some sort of land there or attractions, and then we'll pay you. We'll pay you. So that will be a new job for sure. So g- people that are playing online games, they're already familiar with the concept of a metaverse, because every game is basically its own universe. The only thing is they're stuck in that universe. Now with interoperability, there many games can will be linked with each other. You can have one platform, one metaverse, and then you meet a player from Grand Theft Auto, you meet a player for Fortnite, and then you can create your own event. You can create your own game in a metaverse. And the reason why I'm talking about gaming like this is because if you want to observe the trend, if you want to look for opportunity to invest, you need to understand how the metaverse works, but you need to understand what will push that trend forward. And gaming is the number one application for metaverse right now. Gaming is what's really going to drive the metaverse forward until it gets to a point where the people are going to say, hey, let's do something more than gaming, right? Let's do something more than gaming. And for example, there is a DJ, famous DJ. It's called Marshmallow. He attracted 10 million people doing a virtual concert, right? He has his own avatar. Basically, he actually looks like an avatar. But he actually attract 10 million people on a virtual world doing a concert. So instead of renting like the Bell Center, for example, the Rogers Centers, or any stadium, that could be a lot, could increase his cost, right? Reduce his profit margin. Instead of doing that, no. He goes on a platform that allows him to go virtual. He creates an avatar. He links his real studio with the computer so that he can transmit the sound in that virtual world. You can only listen to it if you have access to that concert on the virtual world, but you go and you access it. You're listening to it as if he's in your living room. You sitting in your living room, he is sitting in his house, but together you guys are meeting through the universe, to the virtual world. And that is possible. That has already been done. So again, guys, it's the metaverse will be faster than you think. It's already in your doorstep. And what Facebook announced this week is the trigger of that, of really to drive the demand across, to really bring it to the mass consciousness. And yes, guys, let me try to show you guys what I mean. Let me see if I can find it for you. Let me see if I can. Yes, there it is. There it is right there, guys. I'm not sure if you knew about this, guys, but it's real. It's serious. Look at this. Fortnite. So he used Fortnite as a way to create that platform, and is using Fortnite users, which were initially gamers, right? They were initially gamers, but now a DJ goes there. He creates a live event for gamers to access. So now it's not a game anymore. It's real. It's a real life concert. Fortnite's Marshmallow concert was the game biggest event ever so far, right? That was in 2019. Now Fortnite might be is setting up themselves um, to be the metaverse, the one of the leaders of the metaverse and what's possible. Why? Because they have a huge community already as gamers, and then as these gamers are growing, they will be interested in different things. Maybe you can start introducing music. Maybe you can start introducing other platforms. Maybe you have Snoop Dogg's might want to have a concert one day. That's something. Maybe they can introduce that with NFTs. Right after the concert, they can have NFTs created just for this concert, exclusive to only the ones who buy it. Now you have the world of crypto link with the virtual world, with the metaverse, and so on, guys. So it's a real thing. And that's where the future is. Again, that's the in 3D of the internet. It's the internet in 3D. And again, check that Facebook videos, guys. That will definitely help you understand what is going to happen. So what else can we talk about? We talk about gaming. We talk about that the metaverse will be the end of the internet as we know it. And when it happens, it will happen fast. But before we get there, we will need a couple things to go in our favors. We will need three things. We will need the demand. Okay. There needs to be a high demand for it. We will need software that can handle it, that will allow people to create the metaverse. And then we need the hardware that can facilitate people to onboard on that metaverse. So we need these three things. Until we get these three things done, we won't be able to fully expand and take advantage of the metaverse, right? So, do we have demand? Well, let me ask you this. In 1995, when the internet really started, booming, there were only 14 million people online. Only 14 million people were online when the internet started booming. Now we have the metaverse, or the gaming world, which is technically basically a early version of the metaverse. In 2021, there is 2.5 billion players worldwide experiencing virtual world every day. 2.5 billion. We have 7.5 billion people on the entire world. 2.5 billion of them are experiencing virtual reality, virtual worlds in a game format every day. So, do you think these people want to have more experience? More like, is the demand there already? Absolutely. And this is just the gaming part. We're not talking about the remote working aspect of it. We're not talking about the economic working aspect of it, right? Making online store your own universe. That would be huge, guys. You're going to Amazon store and find the thing anymore. You're going to like a Walmart version of like if you want to, let's say you want to buy a headphone, you want to buy just a headphone, and then you're going to talk to that platform and you say, hey, I want to buy a headphone on Amazon, and they're going to put your avatar into a store that only sells headphones, and that headphones will be from user X, another headphone will be from user Y, and then basically when you do your research on Amazon, you let me show you what I mean. You go on Amazon, you do a research, you type headphones, and then you're gonna show you different pricing, different users. So what it's going to do, it's going to put all these search results into one Walmart looking like store. And then you can break it down by price. If your budget is like $20, you go on the $20 aisle. You see this guy from China selling it. You see this guy from Alibaba selling it. You see this guy from Canada selling it. Maybe you want to buy new, maybe you want to buy secondhand. You can put it in your avatar ears and see if it fits, right? And again, guys, this is going to be deep. That's the commercial aspect of it, guys. Movies, no one really goes to the movies anymore. What can be done in a metaverse? Maybe that's the next step for the movie theater industries, right? Maybe they can create a platform where you sitting in your living room, they're launching an event online, and then you pay for the ticket using some digital currency, and um, you see the movie there. You go in a movie theater in a virtual where you see it, and that's it. That could be the next version of it. So yes, guys, 2.5 billion people already every day, whether it's on their phones, a large portion of them are playing on their phones. Then another version, it's on the TV concept or console, like like a Xbox, PlayStation 5. Then you're going to have like the desktop guys. These guys are players, man. They're deep. They're addicted with this. And Aaron, 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 shout out to you. But I will make a stream about the dynamics between relationship and the trend that's happening there, where a lot of men, especially the next generation, so I'm the millennial generation, the generation that's coming after me, Generation Z. There is a trend with the Generation Z where they're less active socially, especially when it comes to talking with women, and they're more interested in gaming and staying hooked up on the computers. Their generation have seen the growth of the industry, basically the gaming Olympics. And this is a business that is growing year over year of very fast. I think even Drake invested in something like that. But I will make a stream because as an investor, I look for opportunities everywhere. And Gen Z is going through something right now where they're less social. You can see that in the relationship by tracking how many men in their 20s are basically having relationship with women. These numbers are dropping like flies, but where are they spending their energy instead? A lot of them go in gaming. In China, in Japan, this is an epidemic where the men's are they just don't want to do anything anymore. They just stay home. They just stay home and play video games and stay hooked up on virtual worlds. This is huge. Korea, huge. And the same thing will be happening but what does that mean? That means the demand will increase. That means there are ways to make money out of it. That's the way I look at it. But again, I want to talk to you guys at the end. I want to talk to you guys at the end because there is something I really want to share with you guys. But before we get there, in 2019, guys. So yeah, all that to say, Aaron, I'm sure you might be there when I make this stream, but I want you here, and if you want to call on the panel one for that one, let's talk on the panel because what's happening there. If you're watching Fresh and Fit all the time, you can see the trend. You can see the trend where what women are thinking these days, be women in the 20s, what type of men they want. There's many men that cannot meet the demands of what women want. So what does these men do? They go and pass their time in platforms like this, man. So their demands will just go higher. In 2019, global online gaming was worth 150 billion. Global online gaming, right? Now, compared to the movie industry was $41 billion in the same year. So when you put all the movies out there, what they make, what they're worth, would see movie industry is kind of like the high status of society, the superstar. If you want to be a superstar, you have the Oscars, the Grammys, all types of awards. Yet only $41 billion compared to the online gaming, $150 billion. That was in 2019. This number is probably at least twice now for the gaming industry. It's one of the fastest growing industry that is heading towards $1 trillion, and it will be towards $1 trillion by the end of the century. Not century, decade, by 2030. Gaming is huge, and gaming is the driving force that is pushing innovation forward, innovation that will lead to what is possible in the metaverse. The metaverse will not just be gaming. We have the proof just with Fortnite alone 2 years ago. So, yes, guys, yes, gaming is huge. Do not underestimate gaming. If you're millennials, maybe you're not interested in gaming anymore, but it doesn't mean you can't make money from it. If you're Generation Y, if you're baby boomer, there's not many baby boomers that watch my channel, but if you're Generation X, you might want to make money out of it. These guys, Generation X, you're probably at the top of your financial career right now. You're probably making the most money in your life right now. If you're looking for retirement, you might want to look into this trend. It's going to be a huge trend for this decade, starting now. Facebook kicked it off. Facebook kicked it off a lot on the cryptocurrencies, and I'll show you what I mean. But yes, guys, here's another stat. 44 million viewers of the game, the Leagues of Legends. Huge game. 44 million viewers were watching it live. Live. It's kind of like having an NBA final game. People are watching it live. You can only watch it at this time if you want to watch it live. It's not saved anywhere unless you have NBA League Pass. But then, yeah, if you really want to see it, then yeah, you either go in a bar or you buy it. You buy cable. You make sure that you have this channel. Yet, 44 million people found it. League of Legends, compared to 7.5 million people in the NBA. Football, American football, is something very popular. When you have the Super Bowl, something very popular. These numbers, 44 million, you don't have 44 million people watching the Super Bowl, but yet you do have it for League of Legends, and this is just now. More people are being born. More people will be following the Gen X mentality. Gen Z will just leading people to be more passionate about this. This is a trend. Gaming, do not underestimate gaming, guys. Gaming is the driving force behind the metaverse. Now, the other thing we will need to make the metaverse happen is softwares. Softwares, we already have that. And some of them are listed in the stock market. Some of them are listed in the stock market. And let me put it, I'll mention two. One of them is called Unreal Engine. This is a platform that developers are creating games like Fortnite. Fortnite is huge, guys. Fortnite has become so powerful. They're powerful enough to challenge Apple. They're powerful enough to challenge Apple, guys. This is a company within 3 years just blew up like crazy. And now they're doing more than just gaming. They're doing stuff like this. If you're just joining in, guys, they're doing stuff like this. Marshmallow, one of the famous DJ in the world, was doing a concert, attracting 10 million users watching it live. Just the beginning, guys. More will follow this trend. But they use a gaming platform to do it. So, yes, Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is basically, think of it as a good way to think of it is the Android. And then within the Android, you create an app called Fortnite. You can create another app called Microsoft Gears of Wars. Another game that was built on that. A very famous game in the community of gamers. But Fortnite, everyone knows about Fortnite. Like, I'm not a gamer anymore, and I know about Fortnite because everyone was talking about it. Whereas Microsoft Gears of Wars, not many people has talked about it, but within the community of gamers, a lot of them knows about it. Another one, so if we have Androids, who is the iOS? It could be Unity Engine. Unity Engine is another gaming platform that our developers are using to create game. The developers, such as developers in Facebook. Facebook has basically a platform that they're working on called Facebook Horizon. They're using Unity Engine to do it. So, is Unreal Engine, Unity Engine on the stock market? What if you could invest in iOS or Android, and then every other company needs this software to be operational if they want to have a phone like Huawei, One X, Xiaomi. There's many of the Chinese companies that are using Android phones that are applying this. You have Samsung. Obviously, everyone knows about Samsung. They're all using Android. That's why Google is worth so much money, because they have the foundation of cellular phones, of smartphones. You can't have a smartphone unless you have these two things, either an Android phone or an iOS phone, right? Therefore, you have no smartphone. BlackBerry tried it, right? Ended very bad for him. I don't think there's at this point. I don't think there's any serious competitors other than these two. It will be the same pattern in gaming. And again, it's not just going to be gaming. These platforms can also be used to create metaverses. You can create metaverse in it. You can create metaverse application in it. That's what I'm saying when we're talking about opportunities. Look into it, guys. Look into it. These platforms are fundamental for gaming and for the next step. Pokemon Go. It's another game. I'm sure you heard about Pokemon Go. 2016, 17? Everyone was talking about Pokemon Go. Facebook was collecting so much data around this time, understanding people's pattern, what makes them trigger. All of a sudden, you release a new Pokemon next to a store, right? And then this Pokemon will only show up around the store, and you have everyone obsessed trying to find it next to the store, and then they're not doing anything, and they're hungry, and then they buy something to the store. They were testing all that, collecting data, seeing what's possible, and how they can manipulate people with incentive. Whether it's illegal or not, as Jay, shout out to Jay from yesterday's. If you guys were watching the live stream yesterday, you've met Jay. He brought this thing. He brought it to our attention, and that's a good point. Facebook has the power in their hand to create one of the best metaverse in the industry because they have a lot of data. They have a lot of data. I'm gonna show you something else, guys. I know I didn't want to share that video from Facebook just in case they clap back on my channel, but I want to show you something, guys. At some point, I'm just gonna finish with this point and share it to you guys. We're talking about Unity Engine. Unity Engine and other good games that was in it was League of Legends. We were just talking about League of Legends, and what I was mentioning about League of Legends is that League of Legends, they were able to assemble 44 million people live watching the game live. This is huge, guys. Huge. Because the NBA, the NFL, I think I think maybe soccer can rival this. Maybe soccer can rival this. But and I'm talking about like the World Cup soccer. I'm not talking about like the Champion Leagues or like the European soccer leagues. I don't think they're pulling these type of numbers. This is uh, this is serious numbers, guys. So let me see. Yes, I'm finding the thing I wanted to show you guys because I want to show you guys one thing that Facebook has that projects like Decentraland, which is cryptocurrencies that can go that is basically facilitating access to a metaverse for everyone else. Decentraland, you can buy land, and then using this land, you're powerful. If you own the land, you can do many things. You can create different platforms on the land, and whether you want to create an event, whether you want to create anything else, so you can do that in the land. Now I want to, yeah, there it is, 30 days, guys. But for this, I'm gonna share with you my screen. I'm gonna put my headphones. We're gonna listen to it together because there is something I want to show you guys, and not many people will see it. I was doing research online yesterday and today. I didn't see many people talk about that, but this is crucial. And we, me. I like to see it in different perspective. I like to bring a different perspective that you may not have been able to think about. But prior to that, let me give a couple of um, shout out again to you, Aaron B. Always there to support, sharing love. I see a question here. That's the first time I see you here. Let me know how you find the channel. Was it a post somewhere? Was it a recommendation? Let me know. I'm very curious. I want to know more about you. But let's go on your question. You think VR and AR programming will be worth exploring? Programming, psh, my God, programming? Like you're thinking about you want to go to school and learn a skill? Oh my God, yes. What? Yes, my friend. Yeah. Guys, learn from my mistake. I was laid off twice, three times. Well, actually, twice from my first job, and the second time was basically COVID or CV-19. The reason why I was laid off was because of huge trend in the electronic industry. It was easier. China was booming, making circuit boards very fast, very cheap. Even by the time you include the shipping back to America, they can create a board faster than I could or than any engineer in North America can. So a small company, a big company, they make deals with China printing circuit boards instead of hiring someone like me. They don't have to pay them like healthcare or anything like that. So they're much willing to do that for 20,000 instead of paying me 60, 70,000, right? When the company starts seeing how much money they can save, they start laying off their electrical engineers, doing deals on China. I go to another company, they start hiring me 1 year, 2 years, cut off everyone, go do deals with China. And then everyone who had I spent 7 years studying, 2 years in college, 4 years in university, and anyone in my position that wanted to work specifically with circuit boards couldn't find jobs anymore. So they had to find a way to transition, right? Unless you had a special company. I know guys that were. My first job was working in a company that was doing a lot of contracts for the U.S. Right, U.S. military. So they can't really deal with China. But even then, they were doing rounds of layoffs, and I was laid off part of it as the newcomer. All the senior was there, and then the newcomer, I was at risk. But yes, unless you go in a company like that, that is, for certain reason, they have to stay in the US or in Canada. You can't go in China for deals. Then yeah, it was very hard for electrical engineers to electronics engineers specifically with circuit boards, because China is bidding is making it so easy. As a business owner, I understand it, but back in the days as an employee, I couldn't understand it. But trend, where is the trend going? Metaverse. It will take 20-25 years for us to have a world like Ready Player One. What are they going to need? They're going to need skills like this. VR. Can you program a metaverse in an engine game? Unity games. We talked about it. Can you do it? If you can, you don't even need to go to school, man. Find ways to skill shares. Find ways. My wife found this website that basically teach university level courses online, and you just pay for them and you have them. Some of them are even taught by university teachers. I forgot the name. I'll bring that up, but it's like university engineering level courses too, programming level courses. My wife also is an engineer, so she found that. I'll ask her, man. I'll ask her. But man, yes, you don't even need to go to school, because think about it. You're going to spend 4 years in school, university. By the time you get out, the trend might change. The trend might change. That happened to me too. When I went to university, the trend for electronic engineering was great. By the time I got out, it was on a downtrend, and I didn't see it until I was 3-4 years in. So, yes, learn that skill as fast as possible. It is becoming more acceptable to hire people with the skill and experience, as opposed to waiting someone to have the diploma. In Canada, people are hiring just from the skills and experience alone. I see that in the tech industry. Elon Musk is talking about that all the time, and in Silicon Valley, it's basically adopting this method now. They don't care about your diploma; they care about your skills. So if you learn the skill, Mister P, gorgeous. Shout out to you again. And again, let me know in the chat how you found the channel, how you find it so far. Was it a recommendation? Was it a comment, like a post somewhere? And if you want, join us on the Discord channel too. Join us on the Discord channel too. But guys, again, if you're learning for skills, you're young, and you're looking for something to do. Don't look for something that AI is going to replace it right away. They're going to need skills like this. That is a very great point. What else is it? That's where I'm looking, sir. If you're interested in that, go for it. Go for it. That's all I gotta say. All right. So you're absolutely right. Soccer, you can definitely rival League of. Well, yeah. What do you think, J Bones? Were you thinking about which soccer were you thinking about? Is it World Cup, or is it like the Champion Leagues, or the European type of leagues? What did you think about it? Let me know. And also, J Bones, chill, relax with the cap, man. It's all cap, man. I can see it. I see it too, man. You can go cheaper. You can go, hey, Aaron, don't start, man. But yeah, you can have one word or maybe a couple words on cap, but like the entire text in cap, like, it's all right, man. It's all right. Let's chill with that. But yeah, I'm curious. Let me know, J Bones. What do you think? Do you think it's we're talking about like a World Cup that can rival League of Legends, or like Champion Leagues? I'm curious. Again, J Bones, shout out to you. The truth is, the metaverse is definitely another abundance of unlimited options. Absolutely. So many things will be able to, it will just be your creativity that will stop you in the metaverse. And they're just allowing the possibilities out there. And then again, it's the same thing. Um, Steve Jobs allowing people with the App Store, and then so many possibilities within the confine of a cell phone was possible. Now you had an entire economy created with this option alone. So it will be the same thing. They will just facilitate access to interoperability, having the payment platform on top of internet, the internet 3.0, which is the payment platform on top of the communication platform, and offer a visual aspect that allows you a 3D field of view instead of this guy's still going in cap. Come on, man. Come on, man. Just slow down on the cap, my friend. But yes, J Bones, I agree with you. I think the World Cup can rival League of Legends for now. World Cup can rival the Leagues of Legends for now. In 3 years, I don't know, my friend. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's cheaper to outsource to China and India. That's why. Yeah, absolutely, it is. And again, guys. Guys. We're thinking about building generational wealth. We're thinking about finding opportunities when they're low, so that we can ride them all the way to the top. In countries like this, and shout out to you, Aaron, for bringing that up. God, all right, guys, slow down to the cap, guys, because the reason why I'm saying that is when you watch the replay and then the chat shows up, it really shows up like as if people are spamming with the cap. Like it gives a bad vibe with all the caps, and it covers a lot of the conversation, especially if someone is not putting the cap. It really buries their message. So that's what I'm asking. Please slow down with the cap nicely. I'm a Canadian. I want to be nice. I don't want to clap back at you guys, but please, guys, slow down on the cap. But yes, I agree, man. This is a great point. Yeah, it's very easy to outsource, but we're talking about opportunities. That's one of the reasons why I'm looking outside of North America, because the market is super high in countries like this. They're emerging market. They're just setting up themselves so that they can leverage from the our demand, right? Our demand. They want to leverage that, and they're setting themselves. And there are private companies you can get into, public companies you can get into that are riding and they're low right now, and eventually around this, they will be looking to scale up, and they might take advantage of this trend as well. World Cup, brother, absolutely. I told you, I told you, JC, the Spookies and Ray Rays love to cover with. Hey, man, come on, be nice, man, be nice, be nice. Well, we gotta take inspiration somewhere, Aaron. We gotta take inspiration somewhere, and shout out to you, Mister British, and go from there, man. All right, all right. So, software, guys, is needed to have the metaverse, but but the platforms that are already lining up to take advantage of this expansion. Think about Android, the Android and iOS of the metaverse are already out there. They're already out there, popping up games like Fortnite, like Leagues of Legend, and gaming is the driving force behind the metaverse. At some point, it won't be just gaming; it will be the same platform like Fortnite, and then it will be e-commerce. It's already is concert. It will be concert and NFT. It will be an entire different economy. So think about that, guys. Think about that. All right, guys. So let me put this video in. I want to show you guys something. And if you guys were listening to Jay yesterday, right? Yesterday, Jay was on the platform talking about innovation, investing innovation. So he was talking about why Facebook was collecting, in his opinion, why Facebook was collecting data, whether it was legal or illegal. Telling you guys, I stopped using Facebook last year because I noticed they were tracking all my crypto interaction, all the apps that I was logging into, my off Facebook activities. They were tracking all that. So I removed all of the Facebook apps off my phone. My friends are mad at me because they want to talk to me on WhatsApp and they can't find me. I'm using Telegram and Signal only and Discord. So thank you, J Bones, for we do slowing down on the cap. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, that's that's what I stopped using Facebook. And the reason why I stopped is because I noticed they're collecting data. But why? Why are they collecting all this data? It's going to give them an unfair advantage when it comes to the metaverse. an unfair advantage. Shout out to Jay Edmond from the Black Traders Club for bringing this to my attention. And yesterday I was doing some research and I came across this video, guys. I want to share it with you and I want to elaborate from this point and show you something that I don't think many people are considering. I don't think many people are considering. Fortnite was the original sample. It caused the shakeup early, brother. Absolutely agree with you. Cash flow, uh, Hunter, the government. Shout out to you, sir. No problem. Respect comes from maturity. Sac passé, na boule, J Bones, na boule. Thank you again, man. Thank you. Looking for taxes. Good, good, good. All right, guys. I want to share this video to you guys. So let me put this is right. I'm going to put my headphones and we're going to listen to this together. And I want to show you something. So let's pay attention to this. Let me know in the chat if you can hear the volume, and we're gonna go from there.
Last year, we showed our very first full-body codec avatar at Connect. Here to tell you more about our progress.
Can you put a 1 if you can hear the volume very well? Put a 1 in the chat, or just let me you can hear or something. Let me know.
Since then is Yasser Sheikh.
Hi there. My name is Yasser, and I direct the Facebook Reality Research Lab in Pittsburgh. Well, that's not completely true. What you're seeing is actually a rendering of my pre-recorded codec avatar. Over the past couple of years, we've made quite a bit of progress with codec avatars. My avatar can now look left, look right, look up, look down, make facial expressions.
Here, you can see Elaine is in VR on the right. You can see her view of Yasser's avatar and the reconstructed real-world space that it's in on the left as she moves around the avatar. What you see on the left is an entirely virtual reconstruction. This gives you a sense of a future in which you'll be able to interact with another person's realistic avatar in virtual reality in real time. Now, preventing others from using your avatar will be critical. That's why, even though this is early stage research, we're already thinking about how we could secure your avatar, whether by tying it to an authenticated account or by verifying identity in some other way.
All right, so we've talked about what we're going to be able to see.
Again, guys, thank you for showing the number 1 in the chat. Thank you. We'll guys, did you understand what you just saw? Let's break it down. We're gonna break it down, guys, because that simple example alone, there's so much insight we can extract from this, especially if we're looking for opportunities to invest. What did I say before I started playing this video? I said that Jay, shout out to Jay, yesterday on the Black Traders Club, did mention, according to him, he thinks he understands why, for all these years, Facebook was collecting those data. Yes, was collecting data on everyone, all their users, especially if you had their phones, can collect data on Facebook, collect data on IG, on WhatsApp, the type of conversation. Now we have translation for every language in the world, basically. We'll get into that, Mr. Charles. Give me a second. But yes, they are making all this. They have collected all this data. I just showed you a part of their video where they're showing basically what they can do with an avatar. Now, if you look at any other metaverse, you look at an avatar, it's basically a game character. It's basically a character in a game, like an online game. But with Unreal Game, the platform Unreal Game, you can have some good looking, like 4D type of avatar or just game characters in general. Very slick looking, like there's many games like that, right? Gears of War, I think, is one of them. But this avatar right here it's basically like watching a video. This is not a real human. This is an avatar, right? So they're taking your data. They're working on creating avatars that are very realistic. And then with all this data, they will be able to predict what you're going to do in the metaverse. Did you guys watch the Netflix show, A Social Dilemma? If you haven't watched this, go watch it. Social Dilemma, and understand how the algorithm works when it pushes you a recommendation, the next picture on Instagram, right? Try to understand how the algorithm works, because guys, if you start doing this work and you don't need to understand how to code, but if you understand how the programmers are thinking, then you understand the code. You understand what the code is doing. And if you understand what the code is doing, you can apply what the code is going to do on a different setup, like here, like in the metaverse. What is the code doing? Social Dilemma. Go check it on Netflix. The code is creating a digital avatar of yourself. They show this avatar on image. The avatar reacts to it. Then, depend if the avatar reacts to it positively, then they know you're most likely going to react to that same picture positively. And by the time you scroll up in your Instagram, you already have that next picture showing up for you. Happens in nanoseconds. Black Mirror. There is an episode where, man, last year when after I lost my job, I had nothing to do. I was watching Black Mirrors, man. Holy cow! And J Bones and Aaron, especially J Bones, if you can stick to the end, there's something, I don't know if you're at the beginning, but there's something I want to open up. I have a warning for humanity, and coming from an experience, a very personal experience that happened to me. I'm going to share some things. I might lose some subs after, but I would like you guys to at least stay there, you and Aaron, at least to hear what I have to say. But I basically had a traumatic experience watching Black Mirror, man. It was showing what's possible with augmented reality, with AI. If you apply all that on a metaverse, simulations, so much can be done. But Black Mirror had an episode, guys. Go check Black Mirrors. A dating app. Think about Twitter. No, not Twitter. Sorry. What's the most famous dating app? People are. Sorry, guys. I'm married. I don't use dating app anymore. Tinder. That's what I meant to say. Not Twitter. Tinder. Imagine Tinder. But Tinder is programmed to give you the best match possible in your life. The best match possible out of all the pool of single women. If you're a woman here watching, shout out to you. Then he's going to give you all the possible best match for you for a single man. And he's going to link you guys together. So what did the software do? The software had an avatar of the man. It had an avatar of the women, and they were putting them together, spending and living together for 3 months, 1 month. And depending on how the interaction was, they might decide to leave you, stay there for a week, stay there for a year, and then understand the interaction between the two, and then try more people, until they end up finding, you know what, out of all the one I stayed and I lived with, she was the best match for me. He was the best match for me. And then that took, in the Black Mirror episode, that took almost 10 years worth of living with women together, understanding how it works. Some people were a month. You did it someone for a month. You did it someone for a year. But in real life, it was basically by the time I go to the bar and order a beer, and then that same woman is on the same bar, and then the match happened. In the real world, it was like a fraction of a second. But in the simulation world, it was worth 10 years or close to it. Why was it possible? It's because the avatar was very an accurate representation of not just the body of the person, right? The body of the person, but also the way he thinks, the way he speaks, how he processes informations. Same thing for the women. You put them together, they're like, you know what? That seems to be a perfect match. That's what the avatar is teaching us. Therefore, it is most likely for the real person to have the perfect match too. And boom, created the perfect match and they meet. So all of a sudden they got a notification. We just found 100% match for you. And then she's right next to you. That's how the episode ended. Wow. Social dilemma, guys. That was a Black Mirror episode. You might think it's futuristic. You might think it's not going to happen. But then scale it back to social dilemma. We already have that. The AI from companies like Facebook and Instagram, which is Facebook, creates an avatar of you, a digital representation of yourself, just like the Matrix says it. Shout out to Morpheus. Digital representation of yourself. They can program, they don't program you. They don't program the avatar and change the way you think. They just stay with the same thing, same frame, and they put different incentive in front of you and see how would you react. And based on your reaction, then they know that, hey, if we show you that picture, you will click on it. You will most likely do it. If you don't do it, it's probably because you have a call somewhere, someone called you, will just have it saved right for you so that when you log back in, you know that you want to see that picture. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Now, factor all this information in, factor all the data Facebook has on people. And that's why I'm saying Facebook has an unfair advantage when it comes to the metaverse, because now they can create an avatar of you, but they also have all your information on how you think, how you act, how you operate. They can create a metaverse where you may have the best experience because they already know where you're gonna want to hang out on the metaverse. So your notification must say, hey, you might want to check this store out. You go there. Wow, how did you know I was gonna like this? Amazon, they know you're gonna buy something before you buy it. 3 days before you buy it, Amazon already has it shipped, ready for you to click on the button, man. Because they know you're gonna buy it. Why? They have an avatar, digital representation of yourself based on what you're typing on your phone, based on how you think, based on your Google search you're making, based on the videos you're watching. You're most likely going to buy this in 3 days. Let me ship it for you. And maybe they ship it for you because they know you and 10 other people are doing the same research in the same area. Therefore, I'm going to ship one. I'm definitely going to sell one. If 10 people are looking into it, that's where the use of the data will come in. They will be able to create a metaverse that will be very realistic to you, that will feel realistic, that will feel like it's answering your question, that you feel like it's providing you what you want, what you need. And that's where I see the danger too, guys. That's where I see the danger. Stick to the end, and I'm almost done. But I wanted to show you guys this avatar right here. Very realistic avatar. You put that on a metaverse, and with all the data, it's a different story. Watch the social dilemma if you don't understand what I just said. The social dilemma shows it to you very, very well. Give you real life example on how people are becoming depressed out of this. And we'll talk that towards the end as well. Couple shout out. Aaron B, shout out to you. Mr. Charles, Tinder, thank you. That's what I was thinking about. A digital representation. You're absolutely right. 100%. Yes. You just said that. And also, if you have Amazon Prime, you always track even heavier. It makes sense. They're giving you what? How much is Amazon Prime? Was it like $80 a year or something like that? Right? $80 a year. if I buy a lot of things on Amazon, if I don't have Amazon Prime, I can pay sometimes $10 on shipping. So if I buy 10 item and I pay $10 on shipping, that's $100. But if I go in Amazon Prime, I pay $80. So I save. Oh, okay. I think sure, $129 a year. But then they're losing money if you end up spending 20. You buy 20 things on Amazon for 120 for free shipping in Amazon Prime. They're technically losing money, right? But if they know you're gonna buy things, they have free space in their plane 3 days before you buy it. They end up putting that. They use that space to put something they know you're gonna buy, and you end up buying it. It still make money off you because you're using their platform. And then they didn't have to pay extra for the shipping, and that's how they save money. So collecting 129 for them, it's just more revenue because they track you heavy, as he said. They track you even heavier because it is in their interest to track you heavy. Right? It is in their interest. They're losing money if they don't track you. You said free shipping, and they didn't know you were gonna buy it. And then Amazon Prime is also promoting 1-day ship. The reason why they do that is because they had it already in your horizon. It was already in the neck of your woods. So yes, guys, avatar, digital represent. It's a representation of your digital self. Matrix was talking about that years ago, guys. Years ago. And all that will be mixed in the metaverse. No more Google search. Everyone can have their own virtual assistant. Now we have one Siri for everybody. With metaverse and AI, we can have mini series, a series or Cortana, or you can create your own. Someone with a British accent. Me, honestly, if I want to have my own Siri, it's going to be a woman with a British accent. Woman 24 years old, going Oxford or something like that with a British accent. And then, yeah, man, tell me about read my emails for me. But everyone will have their own series. Not one Siri for everyone. You won't need keyboards. You can speak. I can even speak Creole. And that person should be able to understand it and interact and tell me my schedule. Let me know what's going on. Show me if I have the glass, I can link the virtual assistant on the glass. Remind me, hey, at the groceries, you should go buy this. You should check on the aisle 7 because that's where the milk is. That's where butter is. And then here's the price. You can overlay the price on top of the glass. That's augmented reality. So yes, you may not even need for IP anymore. IP protocol, like on internet, you have an IP. Everybody on the internet has its own IP. They're tracking your IP to know your location ish. You may not need that anymore because you can access the metaverse. Metaverse becomes a factor of space and time. You can access the metaverse on the street, right? You can wear glass, and then everything you're doing in the real life becomes part of the metaverse too. Or you can upload in the metaverse, and now you have the avatar. And so you can be in China, you have your avatar, and your avatar is in the States. You can be in two places at the same time. Joining a meeting on a metaverse in the States, in Florida, for example, and having your physical body in the Caribbean for vacation. That could be possible. That's another reason why I'm looking into buying land in the Caribbean right now, because when these things gonna blow up and it's going to be like a lot of people can do it. No one's gonna want to leave in the cold weathers anymore. Why? I can connect and go to my work on a metaverse of my work, a virtual workstation. Why would I want to go and stay in a cold weather where I don't need to go to traffic anymore? I don't need to be stuck in 5 hour or 30 minute an hour traffic anymore. I can just log in. That is the part of the metaverse. But before this can happen, and guys, Facebook is also working on hardware. We talk about the third thing that needs to happen for the metaverse to expand is hardware. The hardware needs to be there. Facebook is working already on glasses. Well, first they have the Oculus. They bought that company, expanded that company. It's right now it's mostly for gaming, but hey, they might have fitness in it. They're working on fitness platforms as well. You can be in your house and then everyone connects into this virtual room where they do yoga together, they do spinning classes together. You're listening live to your coach. You don't even need to go to the gym anymore, which will suck for me because that's one of the best thing I love to do. Uh, Best thing I love to do, go to the gym, meet people there. All right. Can't do that anymore, but you can connect. We have Amazon's working. They have frames they're working on. Facebook had a great plan. They're working on a glass. They already released it, and it's a glass basically that is connected with Ray Bans. It's using the Ray Ban frames with cameras. Right now, they're using it. Call it Ray Ban Stories or something like that. So it's mostly for Instagram. That's how it starts. But eventually, they might have a different version where that allows you to be. It will be augmented reality first. It will be augmented reality first, then virtual reality. But I told you guys there was a stock I was going to buy. I'll mention that very quickly. We're almost there. But guys, Bose is working on glasses. I think that might be the next phase for Bose. What do you say? We don't need to watch IP no more. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying internet protocol IP. Everyone has an IP. Right now, you have your own IP. We might not need that. It's a form of security for accessing the internet. It's a protocol, right? So we might not need an IP anymore because accessing the metaverse it's a matter of space and time. For example, I showed you what avatar they were working on. Slow down on the cap too, my friend. Go on, man. Slow down on the cap. I see it. I see it. But yeah, but all that to say, guys, yes, man, it's a matter of space and time. I showed an avatar. Maybe you can only one person can have this avatar. This avatar is tied to you with your fingerprints, and it might be a fingerprint and a 2FA type of authentication before you can use this avatar on the metaverse. But if you think about it and you create an avatar for the president, then the president can meet you in the event and not necessarily need a security team. Right? Think about like elections. Elections, people can actually go shake hand with your avatar, and you feel like he's shaking hand with you, and there's no security there because you jump on the avatar. You're gonna hurt the president. No, it'll just log off, log back in later. So there's a lot of things that will change. Yes, man, you're not going to live in Montreal like removing 40 centimeters of snow in the winter, man, when you can log in remotely. But another thing that will be needed is not just the glass. It's not just the glass. Yeah, I'm looking into the Cayman Island, man. I'm finding lands. I was looking at, and, yo, I need you on the panel one day, man. Let's talk about international real estate. But I'm looking either Puerto Rico or Cayman Island, and these are the two lands right now. The two places I'm looking to lock down. But yeah, I think I might go to Cayman Island. I don't know. We'll see. But Yes, guys. Another thing that needs to be possible for metaverse is 5G. 5G, guys. 5G is going to unlock so many technologies. Actually, one of the yesterday we talked about ride share, ride autonomous ride hailing. We talked about that yesterday. If you haven't watched it already, go check out um, the stream from yesterday when we talk about investing in innovation. 5G, the reason why it's not even available yet, it's because of 5G is not fully deployed like it should be. But we're not far from 5G, man. We're next year, man. We already have 5G phones out there, but it's not, it's not fully there, slowly getting there. But 5G will be on highway. Think of a day where, let's say, Montreal City was basically downtown city. There was no road that could drive you to the suburb. But once, and then you create a highway that can drive you from the suburbs to downtown Montreal. It could be like that for any city, and all of a sudden you have expansion happening around this highway. McDonald's, Walmart. You have work, buildings, schools, creating value, which create economy, which create wealth, just because of the highway. A lot of these people were still working downtown Montreal. Now you can have real estate projects there. That increase the economy. All feasible because of the highway. Without the highway, there would have been no development there. Then, if people have houses there, what do they need? They also need schools for their children. They need groceries. They need gym. They might need another place for their own business. So all that is being expanded in cities closer to the downtown area, and keep going scale, scale, scale until you scale the entire city to the next city. Highway. Without the highway, all this innovation would not have happened. The highway facilitate people to create more. The highway of the 21st century will be the internet speed starting with 5G. China is already working on 6G. 5G is 100 times faster than 4G. 100 times faster than 4G. The minute 5G is fully unloaded, watch all Teslas becomes ride-sharing platforms, because now they can send the data easier. They have the connection to do it. They can connect with the cloud easier to be fully autonomous. That's not possible right now because the connection is not there. We don't have the bandwidth. We don't have the bandwidth to handle all this data on 4G. 5G we will. 5G will also accelerate the metaverse, because now we need a lot of data. Video consumes a lot of data. If you watch your phone, if you're watching this on your phone and you don't have Wi-Fi, well, of course, a podcast that is purely audio, well, you can listen to a lot more podcasts that are audio than videos. Why? Because the video consume bandwidth, data, more data. So on 5G, you can transmit, you can upload and download faster data. So when you have the glasses, you can download more information on that glass to overlay a visual representation of what you're seeing here. For example, the price of this kind of milk, a bottle of milk, the company that it's from, the information from that company that it's from. All this information can be in the metaverse too. But that's another way of linking the metaverse with the real world is via glasses, and that will be the next evolution of smart devices. It won't be smartphone anymore. It will be more wearables, and that's where we're going to have the Internet of Things, and a chip that will be implemented and be able to send data to a cloud, because we'll have the bandwidth to handle all that. The Internet of Things is not possible yet, only because of 5G. The minute you have 5G, you have all the things, physical things can be on the internet, and with the glass, you can link all that together and then you can also link that on the metaverse. You can extract that information and put it on the metaverse too. I see a lot of comments here. Let's get into that, because now we're going, the next point after that, we're going to talk about investing opportunities in the stock market and crypto market. But first, you said you love the snow. I hate the snow. I'm from Caribbean, man. To me, 20 degrees Celsius is winter. I need 30 degrees C. Yes, man, that's what I want. But hey, if you love the snow, man, good for you, man. That's why I want to live in Canada. Come here, my friend. Come. If you are British, it's very easy for you to come in and get residency and start working right away. Come on, man. Come here. At least come here for a visit. You might love it. J Bones. It's called Bose AR. Yes, Bose. They're working on it. It's going to be a real game changer. Many people are fighting for this market share. One of my favorite players, Lamelo Ball, he has an headphone with a camera on, and that's his own way of accessing the virtual reality and IG stories with your headphones and all that, right? That's where it's heading, guys. Portugal is too far from me, man. I need a place closer to for my own place, a place that is closer to North America. And Caribbean, I'm a Caribbean. One day I'll have lands in Haiti. I want to buy land in Haiti. So until then, until I buy land in Haiti, I just want to be closer to Caribbean. And then if something happens in Quebec, they're removing our freedom, I can just go there, man. I can just go there, some place safe, warm. And yeah, I'm looking into Cayman Island too. And then with my crypto portfolio, I might need to. I might need to, man. Yes, man. 5G. 5G is big. My apologies, JC. Well, heading towards the holidays work is impossible, crazy. Oh, it's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No worries, man. Take your time. Take your time. Whenever it's possible, J Bones, we'll do this. I'm waiting for it. I'll be waiting as long as possible because this is something I'm looking forward to, and I'll be active on YouTube for the entire year of 2022. So we'll definitely find a place and time and do it. Don't worry. No time. No worry about that. I use 5G data 24/7 instead of Wi-Fi. Wow, already, eh? That's good, man. That's good. 5G is out there, guys. But I don't think it's 5G is at the speed that it was promised yet. Like it's not 100 times 4G yet, right? We're not there yet. They haven't scaled up 5G. So really, even in your own home, like let me know in the chat. Well, what did you notice so far about the speed? Like, is it like way faster, or is it faster? Like, do you download things on your phone too? Like, let me know. Let me know what you've noticed so far on your phone on 5G, because here we haven't really pushed it up. You're watching me 5G right now. Good. Cayman Island is cool, but check out Aruba and Bahamas. I suggest you don't. Oh, I don't know, man. We'll see, man. We'll see. But I don't know, man. I mean, I need a place I can trust someone to just build everything for me. Yes, you're right, Lamelo Ball. Yes, I'm a big NBA fan. And lastly, I knew you were going to say Portugal is too far. Yeah, we're predictable, man. We are. All right, guys. Opportunities. I see viewers are dropping. You guys don't want to know the opportunities? That's fine. Opportunities, guys. I already mentioned Epic Games. I already mentioned, well, again, Epic Games is an opportunity, right? Start looking into games. Start looking into games that can be served as a gateway to the metaverse, like Epic Game, like Fortnite. Start looking into that. That's how you find opportunities. There might be game ETFs, or there will be ETFs that are putting projects facilitating the metaverse. That is something to look up to. Keep an eye on that. I don't think we have ETF metaverse yet, but in the future we will. Look into that. Look into headset companies. Headset companies. J Bones, we're talking about Bose. Facebook is already working on that. And I'll tell you the one company that I will be buying this year and next year, the entire year. It's called Fuzi. Fuzi. Let me see. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. And that is for sticking around towards the end. Let me show you guys. This company, guys, it is super undervalued. Super undervalued. What do I do, guys? What do I do? I look at the trend and I look at other things. I look at 7 forces that can affect your wealth. 7. One of the forces that can affect your wealth is trend. I spoke a lot about trend this year. All right. Not just this year, this week alone. I spoke a lot about trend. But trend, guys, is a huge way to make money. That alone can make you rich. If you catch the trend early enough, that alone can help you save your job, save your income. That alone, guys. Vuzix Corporation. Here it is. I'm just loading up. I'm just loading up for you so you guys can see it. There you go. Vuzix Corporation at the NASDAQ. Super undervalued company. And I hate buying stocks that are like, I like penny stocks. I like penny stocks, guys. And I started buying it around here, and I actually write it, and then I sold it. I sold it so that I can start my crypto portfolio. I told you guys I wanted to be 100% in crypto, and I want to be pure focus. But now I'm having a good portfolio in crypto. I'm slowly going to start building my stock companies again. And I like this because it had a pump. It corrected itself. It was in a almost $30, and it corrected itself. It's on a $10 range, and it's starting to go up again, starting to curve and go up again. Let's see what the RSI is saying. So I use different indicators. You may not understand what they mean, but next week's might be a good week to start buying it again because it's curving. It's not dropping anymore. But guys, this company here, Vuzi, what do they do? What do they do as a company? They create frames, glasses, smart glasses that will facilitate augmented reality for commercial use. And their technology, guys, and this company is worth $2 billion, but their market cap is 600 million. That's how I know it's undervalued. So if it's 600 million right now at $10 and the price goes $50, then you can calculate how much the market capitalization will be. So if you have this app called Trading View, you can go and type information and then you can get their financials. You can also show their website, right? Like this. And then that's something I love to do so I can learn more about the company, why I look at their stocks, why I look at their financial. I'll make a different stream one day on how to read a financial. There's many ways you can read it. I'm not saying I'm a pro at it, but there are certain information I get at it. I keep it super simple. So I like to keep things super simple. And there are a couple of information I look for a company like that. But guys, Vuzix Corporation, look into this company, guys. The CEO of this company, they made a podcast with Ark Invest, where they were talking about their vision. They were talking about, let me see if I can pull up the website for you guys so I can show you. I want to show you guys what they do, because once you see it, you'll understand what I mean. It's a lot easier if you can see it. Vuzi Corporation. Vuzix, but the sticker is Vuzi. And I love this company. I think anything in the headset industry, again, that's how the trend works. When the buzz reach the market, everyone's going to buy it. But this company, not just they're going to buy it, I think this company can be very successful in this decade for this field. That's why I'm buying it. It's not just because it's gonna ride the trend. Because when you're playing the trend at the top of the game, you want to sell. But when you're buying long term, you might only want to sell a portion of your portfolio and keep the major part of it, so that it can keeps accelerate over time. They're saying that they have integration with Microsoft Teams, Vuzix glasses, and this is the new model of glasses they have. You see that they had before they had that crazy looking glasses that looked like the Google version. That people started calling the Google version the smart holes instead of because they had weird looking Terminator glasses. Most people won't go for that. What this company started doing is having like fashionable glasses that you can use with very high processing powers that can run a full software for augmented reality. These are the more commercial versions, so people won't really care about how they look. They are looking at for the telemedicine. We're talking about that and how you can link the augmented reality and the metaverse with medicine. They're facilitating that. They're working on the hardware. But man, I'm telling you guys, it's they're working on fashionable glasses as well. We can go and check their different models here. And one of the models I saw, I actually wanted, and then you see they're selling it already, guys. It's like it's already for sales. It's already being produced. Vuzix. So this is more like more for commercial use, noise canceling, uh, SD cards, internal battery, speakers straight next to your ear, HD cameras, very slick. You don't even know that the HD camera is there. But that's not just the phone they have. It's not the phone. I'm talking about the glasses they have. There is one of them. I don't know where it is, but if I land on it, I'll show you. It's these ones are super commercial. This is to help manufacture workers. They have specific usage, but this is not what most people are going to wear. This is not what the money making part. This is more for commercial use. But it's not the money making part. But they have one. A lot of people will start buying, and if I'll look for it. If I find it, I'll let you know. But guys, man, go check the website. Go check the. They even have one for swimming glasses for training. But maybe they removed it. That's weird because earlier this year they were promoting only that glasses. But man, they had like a nice fashionable glass that looked like a Ray-Ban. And then that is the type of glass that I want to see, because when you have glasses like that that can have full computing power with wireless chip that can access internet wirelessly, then you have the hardware necessary to fully take advantage of the metaverse, of augmented reality. And the hardware is a limited factor because not everyone can produce it. So that's basically what I wanted to show you guys. It's that is one stock I'll be buying. I'll be keeping an eye all year long with other opportunities like that. But Vuzi, from the company Vuzix, yeah, man, keep an eye on this. Keep a close eye on it. Me, I'm buying it already. I'm building a position on it. And yes, I wanted to share that with you guys today. Other opportunities we want to talk about: cryptos. Cryptos, look at gaming and crypto and metaverse. Look at the metaverse, like Decentraland. Decentraland boomed, right? Decentraland started booming right after Facebook. Look at that. I think the announcement came around here, 28, 29. Flew $1 all the way to went all the way up to $2.50. It dropped. People took profit, and then they bought it. They were buying it again. I'm telling you guys, the trend started. The trend is starting. I bought it. I reloaded right here. Started buying it yesterday, and I reloaded again today. But man, this is a bull. This is a bull run starting. This is it right here, man. We had an emergency stream on a Discord channel. If you are in the Discord channel, you probably saw that announcement. And then I had an emergency stream as soon right after I finished work, and I saw that Mark was promoting the metaverse. I knew that was going to happen, and this is just the beginning, guys. It's February, March, April. We're going to see all that. So this is I wanted to show Mana, which was my first pick. This is Decentraland. Same thing, same pattern. 70 cents all the way to, it went up all the way down to $4. It's dropping again, right? There's another one. There's another one I have, but I'll give you this one. I think shout out to Maki from the Discord group who shared that with the group. This is gaming and metaverse. Gaming and metaverse started blowing up. This is just the beginning, guys. Just the beginning. So check it out, guys. This is the opportunities. You don't want to buy as it goes down. Maybe you want to buy just a little bit and then wait for it to start curving again and then buy it back up. But Mana and Sand, these are the best two metaverse projects right now that most people are going to drive on. You're just going to run towards these. And that's why you're seeing Mana, the first one, it blew up crazy when it has the higher rate of gain. But what you also want to do is find low cap projects, low projects with a low market capitalization, right? And then when you find something like that, buy it because they have a high rate of returns. When they're low caps, they have a high rate of returns. And the entire metaverse investment type was blowing up in the last 3 days. If you had took my advice on the Discord, you buy it the same day, you would more than 100% return right now in less than 3 days. Less than 3 days, more than 100% return. So guys, there's opportunities. Look at Decentraland, Mana. Look at Sand as opportunities, but there is a problem. There is a problem with Mana. It's because they're on the Ethereum blockchain. They are on the Ethereum blockchain. If we're talking about for the sake of the bull run, then yes, it is a perfect investment. If we're talking about a long-term hold, like a 5-year hold, I don't know yet. It might be, but the problem with Ethereum projects is they have a problem with scaling. The Ethereum cost fees, gas fees are high, creating a lot of, well, that is one of the reasons why the gas fee was so high earlier this year. It's because there were so many NFT projects driving the gas fee high, and then that would drive the price of Ethereum higher. But it caused a problem for all the projects that is built on the Ethereum platform. And when we talk about metaverse, we're talking about a lot of data, a lot of interaction, basically a country that will have economic interaction. I don't know if Ethereum can handle all this traffic. I don't know if Ethereum can handle all this traffic. So you might want to look at other platforms, and this is where you're going to find the gems. You're going to find, and we started sharing them on the group. We'll be doing that more this week. But this will be the exclusive groups, guys. Exclusive groups. That's why I'm going to share more of the gems that most people are not looking to. But I'll tell you here. Start looking into projects that are done in Polkadot, Solana. These can handle the traffic better than Ethereum projects. They're competing with Ethereum projects. I don't know if Cardano have any projects on Metaverse. Maybe that's something I'll be looking into. But if it does, that's probably a better bet than Ethereum. That could be a good run for small cap, which has a higher rate of return, right? If a company is barely 100 million and a lot of billions are being dropped on this industry, then during that bull run, it can go from 100 million to $1 billion, and that will also increase your price like crazy. We saw it with Shiba. There was a time Shiba was worth like was barely $100 million company or project. Now it's like top 10. What does that do with the price? 1000x. So that's how you make the real money in crypto. You go find small cap projects in the trend, in the niche that is booming. You don't put all your money there. You stay with the blue chips in the niche. The blue chips in the niche are Mana and Sand. They will do great. But you put a little bit on the more risky part, a little bit, and you say, wait. And the trend, when the trend goes up, everything will go up. Let me show you something. Prior to the announcement, actually right after the announcement that Facebook made, sorry guys, I don't understand why it does that. Prior to the announcement as Facebook made, Metaverse, if we're looking at it from our market cap, it was worth $3.6 billion. That was the entire Metaverse market cap. $3.6 billion. So there was $3.6 million worth of value, money drop in all of the projects in the Metaverse in cryptocurrency. Fast forward 2 days after, 2 days after, $13 billion. It went from 3.6 to $13 billion in 2 days. This is the start of the bull run, guys. This is the next big thing in crypto. This is just the beginning. And I was hoping to catch this before Facebook announced it, and I thought Facebook was going to announce it next year. But man, they went ahead and announced it this year, right after their problems with the Capitol, and you had people coming out and denouncing them. So yes, guys, that is the opportunities out there. Look into small caps. They have a higher rate of return in the metaverse and cryptos. You can look at small caps companies in metaverse and stock market. Start looking at the games. Start looking at the platforms that will be used to create the metaverses. Like we talked about them, the engines, right? We talked about them. Start looking into that. I believe one of them is already in the stock market. Unreal Engine, Unity Engine. Start looking into that. This will be the platform, the foundation that we'll need to create metaverses. Facebook Horizon is already using that. Facebook Horizon is basically a metaverse platform, metaverse application. Start looking into that, because these are opportunities out there that are not necessarily obvious, but you need to understand how the metaverse works, the component that creates it works, to understand that this is an opportunity for the metaverse, which will be booming for the next 25 years. Right? And there are well-established platforms with protocols people can use to create games. And games will drive the demand forward. It'll drive the demand for metaverse. There's another projects. If you're still watching, shout out to everyone who's still watching. Block. B-L-O-K. Block. It's a crypto. Look into that. Look into that. It's part of the trend. As the trend's going up, they will be going up too. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna share with you something important. But before I do, let me give a couple of shout out again to the chat. Thank you for being active on the chat. TradingView, yes, man. What platform we are using? Using TradingView. Um, Football TV, Netflix of sports. Yes, yes, very true. Um, yes, I'm using TradingView. Love it, love it. You can access it on your phone, set up alerts. If you want, I can give a tutorial on how you use it. Um, like Spy Kids with the glasses, yeah, of course. Jay Bone, shout out to you. The Ray-Ban version has much more beautiful model. Yes, and man, I look into Vuzix. They have a model that looks like not just the Ray-Ban, but it's a very classy model. I'm surprised they don't have it shown on their website. Earlier this year, that's all they were marketing. Maybe something happened to it that they want. I'm gonna have to look into that. But this is definitely what most people will be buying. It's that version because the problem right now, especially with the Ray-Ban from Facebook, is they don't have a lot of processing power. They're just doing they're the kind of like the early version. Think of it as right now we're basically at the MP3 of the iPod, and then we're thinking of the iPad, right? We still need the iPhone 1, iPhone 2, iPhone 3G, right? You still need that progression. But right now, we're basically looking at the iPod with the black and white screen where you can scroll with 50 cent PMP showing it on this video, rap video. That's where we are right now. And that's what the glasses is from Ray-Ban. It's only a limited options that it allows. But it's slowly introduced himself. They're slowly introduced themselves to the market, getting people used to it. But the Vuzix one is the full computer in the shape of a Ray-Ban that can process full AR, right? It can process full AR. It can have Zoom application with that. You're in here, you're watching something, and then you're also watching your Zoom, having a Zoom meeting, and you're watching people live as you're walking in groceries. That's what these glasses can help you do. Anyway, could it be high? I haven't seen you before. Interesting numbers you have there for a name. MM80 will be the provider for VR. Just my 2 cents contribution. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen MM80 before, but could be. I'll check it out. Thank you for your comment. J Bones, $3.6 billion. A lot of change ahead. Go ahead, jump. This is early take opportunities. Of course, man. Metaverse is very early. It's going to be a being, and what I basically the point of this stream is to say, guys, that Facebook triggered it. People were working on the metaverse long ago, 5 years ago. Facebook themselves were working on the Oculus long ago, but the announcement that they made officially changing their company names from Facebook to Meta, it officially launched that bull run. It's basically the internet in 1994. We officially have it to the masses. And then we're working towards the internet in 2020, where now we're going to the next step of the internet. That is what is officially happening. So now you're in 1994 looking for the Googles. You're looking for the Airbnb. You're looking for the Uber that is going to happen 10 years from now. But if you already invested early, you understand the troubles, you understand the challenges, you understand how it works, you become a specialist at it. 10 years from now, when the next Airbnb comes on the metaverse, you will be able to catch it before anybody else. That's why it's important to invest in it now. You will have the capital to invest heavy on that Airbnb 10 years from now, when the Uber 10 years from now, the YouTube 10 years from now. Right? 1995, 2005. 10 years after it was officially launched, YouTube showed up. Google showed up 5 years after. Yahoo started expanding. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the company. We haven't seen it yet. It could be Meta. That's the thing, though. It could be the company that launched it that also becomes that company in the future. It could be Meta. And they have the teams, they have the resources, they have the money. They have the data. They have the data. That's where they're going to beat Microsoft. Microsoft may have the hardware, but Microsoft don't have anywhere close to the data that Facebook has. When they're going to compete with Decentraland, how the data can give them an unfair advantage. And also you have speed problem with Decentraland. Why? They're using the Ethereum platform, which cause a problem of scalability, of interaction traffic. The more people start using it, it will slow the system, it will be buggy, it will cost a lot. And now they're going to look for another project, maybe in Solano, maybe, in Solana, maybe in Polkadot, maybe in Cardano. They will be looking for another one that opens for interoperability, a problem that we mentioned earlier in the stream today. Very important. These are key concepts you need to understand if you plan on making money long term with this. But can you make quick money with this? Absolutely. If you want to make quick money with this, gives you plenty of options already. Block, Naka, Sand, Mana. These are the company we have right now in our hands, in our disposal. We can make money right away. But don't think of it just for quick money. At the end of the bull run, when we're going to start the bear market, how can you take out the cash and start looking into the next project that's going to blow up your money 10x, 100x, 1000x? Right? That will give you the initial experience to start booming into it. With that said, guys, I'm not done. I want to share with you guys something personal, and it's also a warning. It is also a warning for humanity. When we're talking about the expansion of the technology, we're talking about the next phase for technology. I also have a warning for it. And it comes from a personal experience that I want to share. And this is not for everyone. And I'm probably going to lose some subs after this, because you might think I'm crazy after what I have to share with you guys. But if you guys want to stick with me, I'll share with you guys. It's something I'm going to open up that I didn't really, something I don't want to do it. I don't have to. It may affect the way people think about me, but I don't care. I want to share this. It's the day I became an entrepreneur. I was always an entrepreneur since I was a kid, but I never realized I was an entrepreneur. I was always selling. In Haiti, you would find someone with electricity 24/7. You would find someone that has a computer. You would find someone that has a computer that has no internet. I was one of the very few who had all three: electricity 24/7, a computer, and access to the internet 24/7. And you would have to walk a 3-mile radius before you find someone else in the same scenario as me. So within 3 miles, anyone that lives in this region do not have all three. They may have one or two, but not all three. I did the mile myself to find out that next guy. And if I add video games on top of the computer, if I had printer, scanner, and video games like a Nintendo 64, for example, N64, then we would have to find 10 miles before we find someone else that had everything. So I wasn't born rich in Haiti. I didn't grow up rich in Haiti, but I guess you can say that I had a lifestyle and I had a certain level of abundance that most people did not have. Most people in my country did not have. Okay. And I was basically in a way that I had an unfair advantage. I could get paid to type. I had to learn how to type. So I asked my mom to pay for a course for me to learn how to type on the keyboard. And I get paid. That's how I was hustling. I have a computer. I have a printer. I have a scanner. I ask people to, hey, I'm going to type. Pay me. And then I would go speak with people in university. I was maybe 12, 14 years old doing that, printing, finishing the ink, calling my auntie in Canada so that she can buy me more ink. The ink comes to the next person in my family visiting Haiti. I have ink. My business is running. I get paid like that. I also get paid by organizing event. Like I would play FIFA FIFA 2000, FIFA 2004, where I organizing events. I have my PlayStation, and then basically people come in, they pay me $10, and then the winner takes all, and then I take a cut. And then I would organize something like that every month. Hustling. I'm hustling. That is an entrepreneur mindset, using what is available in your surrounding, understanding the value out there, understanding the demand out there, and then basically figure out a way to make it work in your living room without your mom being too pissed about it, because my mom was starting to get pissed. Too many people are in the house controlling everything and running the company. That is an entrepreneur mindset. But at the time, I didn't know it. I didn't know what an entrepreneur was. I just knew that I wanted money, and then I was going to do something to get it. Why am I saying this? Because again, I started 14 businesses and I fell in all of them. So that is an entrepreneur mindset. So I was born an entrepreneur. I just didn't know it. But the day I realized I was an entrepreneur, there's something that happened to me, guys. Before I continue any further, there is an admission I have to make to you guys. I suffer from a mental disease. I am bipolar. I was born that way. I didn't realize I was bipolar until 2014. I was probably 28 years old, the day 2 months before I got married. When you're bipolar, you can have something called a manic episode. A manic episode is basically you lose control of your consciousness. So I have no idea what's going on. I'm basically asleep, and it's my subconscious mind that is taking over. And my subconscious mind, the way it works is any thoughts that happens in my mind becomes an action. And these thoughts are not organized, they're not rational. You can say we can act crazy. I guess popular guy that is bipolar is Kanye West. So I fit in that range. But there are some advantage, there are some inconvenience. One thing I can definitely need to do is control my sleep, because yes, that's how I balance it. But I had a manic episode in 2014. I realized I was bipolar. I took measures to control it. I was hospitalized for 2 weeks. Actually, I think it was 3 weeks, but I don't know. My wife says it's 2 weeks. But for an entire week in that hospital, I wasn't there, man. It wasn't me in my body. To me, I was sleeping, but people say I was talking, I was eating, I didn't know any of that. To me, I was sleeping. So I was already looking for, after that experience, my manic episode, I was always looking for my purpose. Since I was a kid, I was always wondering, why am I here? Why am I here? But that day, after I got back home and people were really scared that I was going to kill myself, because apparently that's why my subconscious mind was saying, then they were really worried. And I was wondering why they were worried. But I was wondering, why was I saying all this? Why was I saying? There was a bunch of things I was saying. There was a bunch of things I was seeing. There's a bunch of things I was seeing. And it's funny we're talking about the metaverse and augmented reality, because a lot of the things I was seeing was exactly like the metaverse and how augmented reality works. To keep it simple, I call it the 10 phases of bipolar. If you think of a book, I don't have a book next to me, I would show you guys, but if you think of a book and every page in the book is a thought, like you're thinking of something, it's a page in a book, it's an image. And then let's say you're flipping the book and you see a movie, you see the image, or some people, they used to draw on a book and they flip it. And then as you're flipping the book, you could see the drawing is moving, right? That's how you create anime. But if let's say every thought you have, and any minute, and in a 1 minute, you can have 24 thoughts. Well, for me, by nature, I have twice as much than you because I'm bipolar. So if you in a minute, you can process 24 different thoughts. Me in a minute, I can process 60 different thoughts. But when you start going on higher levels of bipolar because of, let's say I drink coffee. I had a dream. When I had my manic episode, I had a business where I was selling coffee. It was an MLM. We talked about MLM before. I was selling coffee and I was drinking coffee for a month. And at the end of the month, I had a manic episode. Apparently, if you're bipolar, coffee is the last thing you want to drink. Alcohol is the second last. But I never had problems with alcohol. I never really go abuse it. But coffee, I never really did drink a coffee until that time. Went into a manic episode because of that. Couldn't sleep well. I would only sleep 3 hours a day. Triggered my manic episode. And then it triggered many levels of my bipolar. So I went from level 2, which is I'm always on. I'm level 2 right now, taking of 24, 60 different thoughts a second, into level 3, 180. 180 thoughts a second. And then like level 4, it's basically 180 times exponential 4. And then level 5 is whatever that result is time exponential 5 until you get to level 10. And it gets to a point where you're thinking so much that actually level 5 is when you start hallucination. It's in that's where the augmented reality part comes in. And again, I say, guys, I'm going to lose some sub out of this. I understand this, but it's something I wanted to share. I wanted to make this video since 2016, but I'll make it now, and I'll clip this part and share it to some people that in my family that I haven't known this yet. But some people in my family know about this. I tell them all the time, but I'll get to the point. But I need you guys to understand how it works. So yes, that's how a manic episode works. And at the 10 level, you just lose conscious. You just lose the ability to control your conscious mind, and your subconscious takes over. And at that point, I had to be sedated and just brought to the hospital. I had the SWAT team break into my house, sedate me, tase me first, sedate me, and then brought me to the hospital quickly because I was a danger to myself and I was a danger to anyone around me. That's the 10 level, when you lose control of everything. But there are some advantage in bipolar too, because the ability to think fast, you can start running simulation. And I told you that's one of the gifts I have. I can look at different information, put it together, and run simulation. See how it's going to be before it happens. And then go with that trend. That helps me with my investing strategies. That helps me understanding how to invest. That helps me creating the wealth engineering principles. There are some advantage in it too. Some people, when they're bipolar, they think of grandiose thoughts. And I understand why they do that. And I believe, honestly, it's the mutant. It's kind of being a mutant in the X-Men, the next evolution of humanity, because eventually you'll have the ability to unlock certain things in your mind as you evolve as a human being. But anyway, so yes, guys, honestly, I went there. And after that experience, I was really wondering what happened to me. But I also was trying to understand the things I was seeing. And again, level 5, it's when you see the reality and then you see hallucination on top of the reality of a different world, which is your thoughts. My thoughts were becoming visual because they're so fast. I'm not thinking of it as an image anymore. I see it as a video overlay of the reality. And any level after that becomes more virtual world versus the real world. And by the time I'm level 8 and 9, I'm only seeing the virtual world, rarely the real world. And I've leveled and I just can't, my mind can't process anymore. So it just shuts down and I'm asleep. My conscious mind is asleep. But yeah, it was traumatic. There was something deep that happened to me too. For bipolar, you go in high in terms of mood and very low in terms of mood, very high, very low. And every level, the high is even higher and the low is very lower. The low for level 10, oh man, well, I'll never forget it. Never, and I won't go too deep on that because that's very traumatic. So I spent 2 years really focusing, I would say full time, on trying to find the answer of who am I? Why was I seeing all this? All the things I was seeing. I couldn't understand any of it. But above all, what's my purpose? You might notice on my YouTube channel, I have a segment talking about path to purpose. and I talk a lot about finding your purpose. Well, the reason why I'm able to talk about that, I can coach you about that, because I struggle a lot with that part, but I did find my purpose. I did find my purpose. So I can put it in simple terms on how you can do it too. But that time was really when I was working deep, full time. And my brother as well. My brother was doing that too. Me and my brother, we were talking and having a lot of deep conversation about purpose and how to find it and finding ways to do it, listening to people who have found their purpose and people who haven't, and finding the driving force that push people to do something beyond the means of earning something, right? Before most people are driven by money, but some people have a different source of energy fueling them. So I was looking into that just to show you guys. If you don't believe me, I was path to purpose. I started making videos like that, and that was something I wanted to make a whole channel on. Yeah, and ways to find your purpose and different things, tips and tricks that helped me along the way. Made a lot of videos about that. But yes, guys. Now, something else that was happening too around that time is every day I would wake up and I would see the number 9/11. If I see 9/11 twice a day, that's a good day. Some days I see it 11 times, I see it 20 times. I would see 9/11 out of nowhere. Whether I see it on a keychain, whether I see it on, I would pay for something, the change I have to pay is 9/11. I see it on my times twice. I see it in license plate. That's the most scary part. Um, yes, man. It's thank you, J Bones. Thank you, J Bones. Thank you, J Bones, for your support and listening to this, because that's a very personal topic, and I'm sure my wife wouldn't want me to share it, but I want to share it. I wanted to make this video a long time ago. Yes, man. I don't know. But apparently I'm not the only one in the world. There are some random people who see numbers out of nowhere. Another number I would see is 11/11. I see 11/11. There was a week in August in 2016. I bet you not. I saw 9/11 and 11/11 every single day, 7 times a day for 7 days straight. It was driving me crazy. License plate, I go pay for gas. The money, the counter that goes, I'm paying for gas. I'm doing gas, right? I'm not even looking at the counter. I'm looking at gas, and I stop and I'm like, oh, how much am I? I'm looking at the price, 9/11. I see. So I stop again. I look, 11/11. Tabarnak. Like all the time. All the time. At first, I thought it was an emergency number because 9/11, that's what it's supposed to be. But apparently, there's a spiritual meaning behind it. Again, that's what I was telling you guys. I was deep in the spiritual research and realm because there's a lot of things that was happening to me that I couldn't explain it just with logic. I had to go in a spiritual realm. But 2016, guys, I did find my purpose. And something happened to me. I puzzled. I found the secret. It was understanding who you are, your everything you can do, and understand who your art is, who you want to be, who you want, basically selfless activities. Understand who you are in your art and understand who you are in your brain. Put that together, you will find your purpose. I puzzled it. The day it happened, I was feeling very depressed that day. Again, I have mood problems with my bipolar. I didn't want to go to work because I felt like I was going to lose my job again. I just felt it. I was working very hard at my job. They would not listen to me. I could see that them not listening to me will cause a problem that will get us to be laid off. I saw it coming and I told everyone at work about it, but no one listened. So I was just depressed. Why am I going for work? Because I knew I was going, and that's what the other day I was working 9 because people were pressing me to finish that work and I knew it was useless. But I was working very hard, not going to the gym, not seeing my wife, not doing a bunch of things for something that I know will fail. It was very depressing. And that day, woke up, look at the time, 9:11. But then I didn't want to sleep. I just lay on the bed looking up. And I was starting thinking about, my purpose. Why am I doing all that? Then I puzzled it. And that day I also figured out how my mind worked. I realized that if I don't control my thoughts, because my thoughts were starting to be, because when I'm depressed, that also can trigger my bipolar. My thoughts were starting to increase from level 2 to level 3. And I see that pattern before. I know where it's heading. And I started to see a vision. I daydream a lot. So I saw a daydream where I had a river pulling me. The river I couldn't control it. Water was pushing me to the hospital, the same hospital that I was 2 years prior. And I realized, man, I don't want to go to the hospital again. So I was trying to swim and I couldn't. And then I realized if I can't control the water, maybe I can put away, if I can fight the water, right? Maybe I can try to control its direction. So all of a sudden, there was like a bunch of sand, some bags of sand near next to the river. So I try to swim there. I pull the bag of sand and I create like a barrage to block the water so that there is less pressure, and then the water was directed to so that I can at least stay comfortable and not being pulled all the way to the hospital. And then I realized the water symbolized my thoughts. And I realized I can't control and stop my thoughts because every time I try to stop it, it seems that it's making it worse. But I could direct the direction of my thoughts. That's when I realized how my brain works. Then I realized, hey, I'm on level 3 right now, meaning I can process 180 thoughts a second instead of 60. Why don't I apply all these thoughts into a specific question? How do I find my purpose? Then as soon as I said that in my mind, I saw basically a bunch of video that showed me who I am, how I think of my mind. And I saw a bunch of video that shows me all the things that I'm doing selfless, all the donation I give, everything what I want to see in the world. And then I put this with this, and I noticed that if I create a business where I can do this, that will be a way that I can put my purpose into work. And that's the day I became an entrepreneur. I realized that, hey, entrepreneuria is a great way to apply your purpose, my purpose, which is facilitating access to energy. At that time, I called it facilitating access to energy. That's what I understood from my experience. But then something else happened. As I was realizing this and I'm going through that mental shift, something else happened. And this is something that Robert Kiyosaki talked about that happened to him too when he was waking up. He's called it a Satori moment. And I didn't know that was it. Someone told me if you take drugs, LSD, sometimes you can go to places, and apparently my brain released chemical that create the same simulation without taking any drugs. Again, that's what I take. You guys might think I'm crazy. I might lose some sub. I don't care. I gotta share it. But something happened. In a Satori moment, according to Robert Kiyosaki, because he was the one who explained that in a video that I understood it, it's when the past, the present, and the future meet at the same time in space. And that's what happened to me right after I realized how my brain works and how I to control the power of my thoughts. Why am I telling you all this? Because we're talking about the metaverse. And I started saying that I have a warning for humanity. I have a warning for humanity. At that time, I had no control of my thoughts. I think I went from level 3 to level 4 while I was on bed, which is rare because normally if I'm level 3, I would stay there for like 4 weeks before I go to level 4. But my thoughts went, I was seeing the image very fluidly, daydreaming, my eyes wide open. I'm not even blinking. I'm looking at the roof and I'm seeing all this. And I had the Satori moment where And then I look at the window. Again, I saw one window. Every single thought I had was on that window, kind of like a panoramic picture where the one that you shake and you see an image. But when you shake that picture, you don't see an image, you see a video. And it's a video of a thought, something that I learned, something that I taught before, put on that window. I'm looking at it, and it's basically organized from all the research I was doing from Big Bangs all the way to like the dinosaurs, all the way to like pre-humans, like ancient civilization, Egypt, Christianity, like everything organized, history, all the way down to the year 2015, all organized. Like, wow, that's deep. I don't know what am I on, but that's deep. And I'm looking in front of me. I'm looking at a panoramic picture. Every single one of them, I could pull one and see it and put it back in that window. And I see everything I've done from the year 2015 to that day that I was laying on the bed, even waking up in the morning and looking at the time. That was the last thing. And then right next to it, there was another window that showed me everything I'm going to do from that day when I wake up to the bed to 2017. I was seeing a year from the past, a year from the future. I was like, wow, that's deep. And then I look on this side. Now, on this side, I see something different. I see 4 big windows. And the only thing I had control on was a lever that I could control to put which window I'm going to open and see. And then the lever was automatically on the year. Basically, there was a 40 below it. And I assume it was 40 years from 2016. There was another one 30. There was another one 15. And there was another one 5. I'm like, but that window was open. So I'm going to look into it. And the world I saw is the warning I have for humanity about the metaverse. When I got into that window, I landed somewhere in a corner of a room. I didn't even know it was a corner. All I saw basically all black. Then it's as if someone is pulling. This is a room, all right? Let's say it's a square, and that's a corner. There's no light. My face is right at that corner on the bottom here. Then this is me, and someone is slowly pulling me out. And then my face is aiming that way. So I'm seeing that corner, and someone is pulling me out. Then I'm like, oh, that's a wall. That's a wall. Okay, I see a corner. I see a little bit of light flashing in the house. I don't know what's going on. And I see a corner, and I keep seeing, and I see, oh, I'm in an apartment. Oh, there is someone in there. There's a weird technology in there. It's an hologram. The guy that was watching it was drooling. He was a blonde guy. He was at least 350 pounds, very heavy. He only had a small pants on him, but he had no shirt, no pants. And the only source of light on that apartment was an hologram that was in front of him that was flashing, and he was watching it. And I think he was using that as a way to stimulate himself. And basically, I was watching this, and I saw it was one room, right? And I keep being pulled away, and I realize I can see 2 rooms next to him. The room next to him, and the room on his left, the room on his right. And I keep seeing that. And I see it's the same thing. One of them was a woman. Another man was another man, younger. Same thing. They were all hooked into a holographic thing. And that was the only source of light in the apartment. The apartment was super small, like a shoebox. I would say 400 square feet. That's it. And then I keep being pulled like this. And the more I'm being pulled, the more I can see. And I don't see 3 rooms anymore. I see an entire building. And then I see an entire neighborhood of buildings. Every one of them has one source of light. And it was an holographic source of light. And I keep being pulled. And I saw an entire city like this. And the city was Toronto that I saw. I'm not saying Toronto will be exactly like that, but I think what I believe and what the way I interpret this dream was this daydream that I'm seeing live is I'm seeing this as any city in a Western society that will adopt this technology will go through this. As I was going and I was looking at people's apartment, one of the holographic was showing the president declaring a national state of emergency, that the depression rate was going 300% and people were killing themselves. That's one of the things I saw through the holographic. There was a huge depression that was a national emergency, like it was a crisis, huge depression. Now, I think whatever that technology is has a lot to do with the metaverse. What I think will happen is the Western societies will be so addicted with this technology that they will lose the ability to form human bonds. And slowly they will feel depressed. They won't know why. Humans are not designed to live alone, getting stimulation from virtual world. Humans are designed to work together, getting comfort from someone else, validation from another human. There is a spiritual connection with that. I think we're going to live so much in our brain that we're going to lose connection with our heart. That's what I saw basically. And the entrepreneurial in me saw that and was like, wow, this is a huge problem. How can I solve this problem? Because if I solve this problem, I can hopefully make money out of it. That's what I was thinking about quickly. If I can solve this problem that I know is coming, I see it, it's coming. And how did I see this, guys? It's because my brain was making patterns of all the past, all the things I was seeing in the past. It was making a pattern. And then everything I was seeing in the present to show me this 40 years from now. That's basically what was happening. Then I'm like, wow, okay. And then out of curiosity, I ask, what does Haiti looks like? And then 40 years later, I see Haiti and it was a desert, man. Desert, nothing changed. I was actually on another, actually it wasn't a desert. I landed in an area that had no trees. An hurricane just went through there. And my feet was full of mud and there was no trees. There was no plants, no nothing. And I'm like, 40 years later, Haiti's still like this. And then we're going to the fourth revolution with technologies like this. Nah, that can't happen. I got to do something about it. And that's the day I became an entrepreneur. That's the day I became an entrepreneur. I was already an entrepreneur without knowing it. But that day, I embraced it. I saw what was coming. And I saw like I do not want to see that future for my country. I became an entrepreneur that day. As soon as I saw that, then the first thing I did after that, because I understand how my mind works now, I'm like, okay, I'm getting answers. What should I do now? Because I can see the screen in front of me and what am I doing the year from now? And I can type, what am I doing now so that I can change that future? Try different things and I'm seeing different futures happening. Until I noticed, I realized I started a business this year. Then I noticed that future change. And I'm like, okay, I got to go in a business route. Then I put it 30 years later, I saw something else. I put it 15 years later, and I put it 5 years later, I saw that I was actually running a business. By the time I finished that dream, it was 11:11. I'm not making this up. I'll finish. I turn around, 11:11. I'm like, man, I got to go take a shower and go to work. I was supposed to be to work at 10 that day. But I didn't care, man. I just didn't care. But while I was thinking of the shower, man, I was thinking of what I just saw. I was like, what the heck? What the heck? Then by the time I went from work to, by the time I leave my house to work, I was still in that vibe of understanding my past and my present and how it can affect the future. And then I came up with the idea for my patent, how to use a smart breaker and put a computer on it. And Elon Musk was going to do it at some point in the future. But if I do it first, he can buy my company. Then I started my business. that idea came within 10 minutes of me in that realm. That's what I'm saying, guys. Bipolar is not necessarily a disease you can feel sorry for me for. It's a evolution for human beings, man. There's a lot you can learn from it. But guys, what did I notice? I noticed the technology, and that's my warning for humanity. Don't lose yourself in that technology because it will be easy to lose yourself there. Watch Ready Player One. The people in real life don't want to live there in the real life. They want to live there in a virtual world, killing their brain cells, have not taking care of the physical well, because you don't need to. If you don't even need to dress up to go to work in that world, your avatar is dressed up, ready to go to work for you. So you don't take care of your body. You're going to be overweight. What's the point of going to the gym if your avatar is going to go shop all sexy? If you're ugly, you can have a good looking avatar and have the validation that comes with that good looking body, while your real body is ugly. So why do you need that? It will be easy to lose yourself there. Not only that, it's all materialistic. It's all mental. You will lose a connection with the spiritual self, with your heart. And that will create a source of depression unheard of in the Western world. What was I doing 40 years from now that changes the state of Haiti? I understood this. I started a company where I was creating resorts, but solely focused on having people connecting with each other, working in teams to go solve a problem in nature, so that they can have that nature energy, and then they have that connection with the bonds. And then so that you go through that experience, by the end of the experience, you have your best friend right there with you. I had a place for Asian continent. I had a place for European continent, for Latina continent, North American continent. I had resorts all over the country, but I did using technology, but not technology to the point where it would get the Asian people obsessed with it, because I understood the power of it. And that's how I was solving the problem that I saw, making money out of it too, helping my country. That's what I saw myself doing 40 years from now. Well, not less than that now, but it was 40 years from now, from 2016. And ever since that day, every single decision, every single thing I do, it's to work towards that future. You know, my brother told me once that I was a visionary. I laugh at him. Then we started looking into the difference between a leader and a visionary. And then I started looking into the definitions, and I'm like, I think I might be a visionary. A visionary is someone I can see in a very long time, so many details. Perfect example of a visionary is President JFK Kennedy. Very details, is describing 10 years from now how the astronaut is going to the moon. He's telling it to you as if he saw it live yesterday. Right? There was a famous British guy, Churchill. He said, the further you can look in the past, the further you can look in the future. I don't know anything about Churchill, guys. But the minute I heard, I went through that Satori moment that I just described to you. And I've been obsessed with that moment ever since. And I heard that sentence, and I heard that quote. I'm like, who said that? You said Churchill. I'm said, this guy was bipolar. I don't know nothing about Churchill. I said Churchill was bipolar. Turns out he was bipolar. For him to come up with this, he had to go through a moment just like I had. Because that's exactly what happened to me. For me to understand what was happening in the future, my mind was showing me crystal clear what was happening in the past and put a dot and show me the trend very clearly. And I'm like, a visionary can also be someone who has a vision of the future. And I think that's what I had. So not only I had the ability to see things like a daydreamer, see things in big dreaming, but I can also have the ability to see the future somehow. And I had to embrace it that I was a visionary at that day. It takes a visionary to come up with the idea that I came up for my first startup. One smart breaker can change an entire country. And I showed that in drawings. People couldn't believe it at first. But then they're like, I showed the math. I showed if you're able to do this, this would happen, this would happen, this would happen, and this would happen. Like, you're right. But this has to be made first, of course. But yeah, it takes a visionary to be able to do that. To see very details 10, 20 years from now. A visionary can be a leader, but a leader cannot be a visionary. A leader is focusing on a small, shorter time frame of a bigger vision. But you can have a visionary leader. And I had to assume that I had to embrace that day that I am a visionary. And my country might need me because not many people have this ability. And not only that, I was shown somehow. Some people might say it's a spiritual intervention. Some people might say I'm crazy, I was on drugs. Some people might say it's a side effect hallucination. But I swear to you guys, ever since I had this experience, I watched the news. I listened to Fresh and Fit. I listened to everything I can get my hands on to understand the dynamics between men and women, technology, seeing how the world is going, Tinder. You know why I do that? Because I'm validating my simulation. And I bet you every month since that dream, I hear in the news something that validates my statement. Shout out to Better Bachelor. It's a MGTOW channel. I listen to MGTOW channel a lot. Come up with a video. Apparently, 88% of people or women die from open heart syndrome. There is a new syndrome out there. It's called the open heart. Sorry, my bad. Broken heart syndrome. And it happens because more and more people are single. They're living single, especially in women. They want to live with someone else. They're not. It creates their valve to open in a weird way that pumps the blood weird, that creates like cardiovascular disease a heart attack sometimes, and then they die from it. He released the article in his channel, Better Bachelor. Go check him out. Again, every single month, I see something that validates the future that I saw 40 years from 2016, 2056. That for the month of October, that's what I saw. Broken heart syndrome affecting 88% of people that are single that are women. The other 10% or 12% are men. But a lot more women are dying from this thing, and it's a growing trend. And I bet you it will be a trend in the future that's going to grow very high. Why? Because the more you are connected with this virtual reality, you're going to lose the interaction, the feeling of touching a human. We're not designed for this great of a leap. Computers can make this leap, but us humans, our mental work is very slow. We cannot adapt to that fast change and adapt to that new world without any consequences. And that will be one of them, guys. National crisis of depression coming for the Western world with technologies like what Facebook is working right now, with the accuracy of their data that they're launching. That's going to give you stimulation without, they know everything you like. They're going to put you in a metaverse world that has only the things you like. You're gonna have your own bubble. Everyone's gonna have their own metaverse bubble, living in their metaverse bubble. It's going to remove real interaction with real human beings, touching human beings, shaking hands, having a woman touching you, you touching a woman. Is going to remove connection with nature. You may have you see a nice picture, a nice video of on a metaverse, but there is something spiritual happening when you actually see the beach. There is an energy, ions from the water, the salt water flows in your body. It revitalizes you. We're going to lose that from the West. That will create, that will all create the future that I see. And every month, sometimes I see every week, but on average, every month I see something that indicates me when I put the simulation and I put that data on that simulation, my accuracy of the future that I saw, it just keeps going higher. And I'm telling you guys, the metaverse, I mean, I already knew the metaverse was going to be a future. I mean, I saw it when I see the trend, but what you're seeing now with Facebook is just going to accelerate that. What happened with CV-19 and everyone is stuck at home having to find ways to work remotely is the trigger of that world. So, guys, all that to say, guys, thank you for the ones listening to me. I know that may be a crazy story. I know you might think differently. If you're watching on replay and you think differently, that's okay. But I wanted to share this for a long time. I've been sharing that with my people very close to me, my mom, my brother, some people, and my friends. I talk to them about this dream all the time. All the time. Sometimes my brother helps me figure out things that are not happening, getting close. But I wanted to share that and put it out there because when it happens, I want you to go back to that video. That's why I wanted to do it. When it happens, I want you to go back. I wanted to do that years ago. And especially last year, I wanted to record a video like that. But this year, while we're talking about the metaverse, I'm like, you know what? Make money from it. Make money from it. I want you to be wealthy. I want you to be retiring from this technology. But do not lose yourself in that technology. Take your money, build yourself a nice place in the Caribbean, nice place in Portugal or whatever, away from the Western society. Connect yourself with nature. Find people that are more like socialized. Even if you're an introvert, go make the effort. But do not, you can still have that technology, but at least stay in a place that encourage more social interaction. Because we're not that ready to make this big of a leap. You already saw the rate of depression in students from the CV-19 remote and not going to school and having to be on Zoom to go to school. Look it up. Every country, every city has a rate of depression and suicide increase because of CV-19 alone. And now we're going to have a world that's going to be the norm. We're going to have technology that will facilitate remote economy. That's the remote economy starting right now. We had the gig economy. Now it's the end of the gig economy. And now we're beginning of a remote economy. We started last year. Now Facebook is kicking gears to accelerate this. And I tell you, the world that we will be here, the world that we would have 10 years from now will be so different than what we have now. That technology, it will be very easy to be addicted with it. It will affect the Gen Z much worse. And the generation after Gen Z, like my kid, I have a son. Shout out to him. He's turning 11 months tomorrow. It's going to affect his world a lot. At least millennials, we knew what interaction with human being was. We could play outside with real people. There was no political correctness when we were young. We could learn to fight. right? We understood how the real world works. Gen Z can hear millennials talk about that. They have a little bit of that interaction, but a lot of them miss their prime. They're going to prom, right? They're going to their prom, and they miss that experience because of CV-19, right? But the Gen Z, the generation after Gen Z, they will be born in a world of the metaverse. Just like we were born, just like the Gen Z was born in a world of social media. Go check out what happened with Social Dilemma, Netflix video, the issues that Gen Z are having, and the issues that they will be having 40 years from now. The the generation after that will be born in the metaverse generation. It will be the metaverse generation. And that trend will just keep getting worse and worse. I wanted to put that video out there so that when it happens, I can say, hey, I warn you guys about it. You can make money from this. That can be your way out of this matrix, this system. But don't let this matrix consume you. It will be very tempting. I know it. I know ways that it can tempt me that I cannot go at it. Man, Team Asia, you showed me a country with shout out to Aaron. Show me a country with a bunch of Team Asia with, with thick bodies. Whew. That I can have a metaverse just for that. Invite you in, guys. And we have a interaction and talk about it and laugh about it. But what about nature? What about going for a run in the woods, breathing the water from Niagara Falls, for example? There is something spiritual happening there that most people don't understand. The ions in the water is feeding your body in ways that you don't understand. The lack of that energy will cause you depression. The lack of the human interaction will cause you depression. You guys understand what I'm talking about, eh? Shout out to you, sir. I haven't seen you in the chat before. Let me know, how did you find about this channel? Shout out to you. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for sticking around, guys. This was not easy conversation to have, especially putting it out there. Look, my job might find this out, and then they might think of me in different ways. Some people might think of me in these different ways, but I wanted to have this conversation with you guys. Because you can make money from this. You can also lose yourself from this. Don't lose yourself from it. The future I saw is happening every single day. And I challenge you, if you don't believe what I'm saying, I challenge you, watch the news, watch the trend of the generations, and tell me I'm wrong about the future I said. National crisis of depression, people killing themselves. The president has to declare a national state of emergency. That wasn't a hologram. Everyone was single, living in a shoebox apartment, juuling themselves, watching an hologram. That's the future I saw. I challenge you to watch the news now and tell me we're not leading to that world. Anyway, let me read that comment. Sorry. Very intelligent, Zoe. Yes, I'm Asian. Look, what was with you from the bipolar till now? I understood every single point. You took a curse and understood the gift. The brain records a million things a second. Man, yes. And that bipolar showed me that. Everything that I was thinking since I was a kid, image, half a corner of an image I saw was there. It records everything. It puts it all on display on a window. I saw it. And I was like, some things I don't recognize, some things I recognize. I'm like, wow, that was there. Like, yeah, man. But when you're bipolar, it's kind of like genetic. It's because someone in my family was bipolar, passed it down to me, which is why I believe it's the evolution of the humanity. Because if it's genetics, I'm probably going to pass it to someone in my kids. They're going to pass it to their kids, and then the more people are populated with this gene in them, it will be I don't know, maybe that can help them unlock new potential in their brains. But yeah, it's a genetic thing. I was born like that. I just didn't know about it until I was 28 when I was getting married. Almost canceled the wedding because of that. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know if that answers the question, but yeah, let me know in the chat, man. How did you hear about the channel? Where are you from? Very curious, man. I like to interact with people in the chat, so let me know. I'm very curious about you. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, sir. Um, Another question: the conscious mind only accepts what it needs. Yes. If your exam slow life film, which bipolar does you will see it. I'm not. I don't understand the question. If you slow life film, which bipolar does, you will see everything. Thank you for your comments, sir. Thank you for your comments. But I'm interested to know where you're from. I'm a very curious name, and let's go from that. Gen Alpha. I think that's the generation for my kid. Yeah, Gen Alpha, man. They're not going to know the world that we knew. They're going to be kids, gaming kids, metaverse kids. Gen Z was the social media kids. And we saw how that's turning. We saw how that's turning. They have a very delusional way of thinking about life. They think every man, six figures, can be their husband. The guys thinks the girlfriends should be like the model of Instagram that they're seeing, right? You understand what I'm saying. Good job. But anyway, guys, we stayed for a very long time. It's time to go. Now, in conclusion, metaverse is going to be the future. Lots of opportunity in the stock and the crypto market. Try to understand more about that technology, understand how it works, understand how the algorithm works. Go watch Social Dilemma. Apply the same philosophy with the technology of the metaverse, augmented reality, and virtual reality. They will create an avatar of you. The avatar will be a digital representation of yourself. The Facebook has an unfair advantage when it comes to data. They can probably they can create the best avatar of you that is the most realistic because they have your data to validate that. Go watch Black Mirrors. That will give you a perfect idea of the world that we're heading. The reason why they make this show, guys, is not for entertainment. It's to train you guys to accept what is coming. Black Mirror world will be everything you see on Black Mirror will be possible by the 2030. Everything you see in Black Mirror will be possible by 2030. This is almost 8 years from now. 8 years from now. Everything you saw. Go see Black Mirror, guys. That's the where we're heading. Innovation, singularity point. We're heading towards that very fast. Look into that. Look into companies that can leverage from this and try to find a small cap company that can ride that trend. I showed you one in the stock market, VZ. Small cap company. Plenty of them in the cryptocurrencies. Plenty of them in the cryptocurrencies. You can look in Mana, you can look at Sand, look at Block, right? Look at companies like that. I give you a gaming company as well, Naka. Shout out to Maki for sharing that in the group. But these are companies that are not just in gaming, but are also mixing the gaming and the metaverse together, right? Look at Block, BLOK, Naka, and find ways to make profit from this. Find a way that you can stake a crypto like this. If you can stake a crypto like this, you're making money now, you're making money in the future, right? That's a great point right there. And then, guys, lastly, with my personal information that I shared with you guys, take my dreams seriously because I do. Everything I do about my life right now, I do. This YouTube channel, I created because I want to motivate people to be more financially educated, but mostly to be mentor in my country and be someone that has influence in my country so that when the time comes, I can say, here's the work I've done. Like, this is what I've done. I'm an entrepreneur. This is what I've built. This is the influence I have. And then apply my capital that I'm going to get in crypto to create the world that I saw, to create the solution to the problem that I saw. That's why I'm heading. But man, anyway, guys, with that said, thank you, Yvonne T. Thank you for showing up. Hit the like button, guys, if you haven't done so already. And guys, I see I have 6 people here. After this video, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to end this broadcast in less than a minute. Please, I want you guys to go type a comment on the comment section as soon as this video ends. Refresh the video. You'll be able to type a comment, and not on the chat, but it will be in the comment section of the video. That will really help the video reach more people, really helps with the algorithm. Thank you, DJ Flip, for listening and be here. Interesting dream indeed. Thank you, DJ J Bones, for listening. J Bones, welcome, brother. And lastly, 650636. When you can get a chance, you can look into meta material. I'll try to explain it. They're partner with Facebook and AR. Thanks from Miami. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man. We're watching. People are watching all over the place. I'm happy to hear that. Join me on the Discord group. Where there's a Discord group here. The link is in the description. So join us in the Discord group too. We can have a more elaborate discussion about that. But yeah, man, if you want, maybe we can coordinate another day where I can add you on the panel and you can talk a bit more about that, so people can learn from that too, man. But join me in a Discord group and let's talk about it. But thank you for joining in, guys. Thank you for joining in, watching. Shout out from Miami. And yes, guys, please, on the comment section, I'm going to end it right away, but please, on the comment section, refresh the video and then write a comments, type anything you want for the algorithm, and that will help a lot. With that said, guys, thank you very much for your time for tonight. Long streams, but thank you. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.